Hello and welcome to Grumpy Gamers. You're here this week with Ben, and alongside me I have Eddie.
Hello!
And two guests. Firstly, we have a fan favourite back, the host of What the Fuck Do You Want podcast, and now co-host of the Pure Dead Xbox podcast. It's been a hot minute. It's Christopher Love, Mr. Deadbeat Punk himself.
A pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Lovely stuff. And lastly,
I better get fan favourite.
I was going to say, where are you going to go with this one? I'm
fan
excited.
favourite as well.
Thumbed in last.
I've got something, but it's not quite any.
Here we have the afterthought.
we have the host of Pure Dead PlayStation. There's a lot of Pure Deadness this week.
It's technically Pure Dead Xbox 2. Don't worry about it.
You get the host, but also he is our faithful regular of bailing us out when people are off. So it's Donny.
I think this prick's been on more often than Kirk this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, I think he's even overtaken Pete at this point. So.
Well, yeah, Pete said he couldn't be on.
Yep.
We knew he wasn't going to be on,
Why?
so that was good. Kirk and I anticipated that he wouldn't be here, so I stacked the deck and got...
Did he at least tell you that he wasn't going to be on?
Yeah, he did this morning.
Good. Just not in the group chat. Just maybe a
he
private
just messaged.
message.
But in fairness to him, I messaged him yesterday. I said, "Yeah, I've got Donny and Punk coming on."
Yeah.
So
there was no chance of him coming. Yeah.
So we got a lot of stuff going on, and he said. Then he said this morning that he was a bit busy with work anyway. So here we are.
Lovely.
Nice.
Good job.
We got a stack show. We got an absolute stack show. So we'll go through the news. There's been quite a bit this week. New releases, what we've been playing, which has Lords of the Fallen, Forza Motorsport. It's got stuff about the Quest 3, Lies of P, and Assassin's Creed Mirage. So it's, we could be accused on this podcast of not having many new games to talk about. I mean, I think we've talked about Cyberpunk about 5 weeks in a row. This week, however, we are making up with it. Guests are here, so there's games to be talking about. And then our feature this week will be a Spider-Man quiz in honour of the Spider-Man 2 game coming out later this week. Test everyone's knowledge on Spider-Man. I hear Eddie's got a keen knowledge, and Punk also has a keen knowledge of Spider-Man. And Donny is a pony. So there we go.
Yeah, but I'll take the L right now, to be honest with you, on Spider-Man knowledge. I'm out.
Oh,
I'm in trouble. I'm in
so
trouble.
am I. I'm actually starting to think I might have a chance here. By how much? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this now.
Right.
For the record,
Were you dreading recording beforehand?
Is it Peter Parker? Is that
Yes.
Spider-Man? Yes,
Yeah.
fucking nailed that. I hope that's one of the questions.
That could be a point.
I'm excited.
The issue with that, Eddie, is that you've given the point to everyone else
That's
as well
fine.
at the same time.
As long as I get a point, that's all I'm here for.
Yeah, I've
it's
got that
not
written
to
down
embarrass
now.
myself. I'm not here to win. I'm just here to not look like a twat.
You've already failed 5 minutes in.
Yeah, I was going to say that is a tough. Don't set that bar so high, Eddie. Right.
Very harsh.
Should we move on to the quick news then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awful chewy introduction. Hurry up.
Yeah, too much. Long show ahead. So, right, quick news. Super Mario Wonder has already leaked online, so it's out later this week. Leaked online like every other first-party Nintendo game does. They've got a serious problem. We say it every time. But I don't know what spoilers you might be anticipating, but if you're worried about spoilers, watch out.
Do you want to see Mario's elephant impression?
Yes.
He turns his pockets inside out.
That's it. Diablo 4 will be released on Steam Deck later this week, and it will be verified. So I don't think anyone's playing it, but if you were to play it, it'll be verified. The new voice of Mario has been identified as Kevin Afghani. I said that as if he's some kind of celebrity. I have no idea.
Kevin
in the voice world,
Afghani.
he is. He is in the voice world.
Is he?
Yeah.
In the voice
He's done
world,
some
you
Mario
say?
stuff.
Yeah.
And,
In the VA world, he kind of is.
What's he done?
I don't fucking know.
Right, big celebrity.
Let Punk go. He can tell you.
Oh, yeah. I think he did one of the avatars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed that one, yeah. I remember
I did my homework.
I see there's an edit on the dock here, but Peter Molyneux's new game is called Moat and will be based in the land of Albion. So we'll have a Fable connection. Not sure how that's going to work with licensing and things like that, but he seemed to confidently state...
Do you think he owns Albion?
What, the actual licensing to that?
For the word.
The word.
Not just Old English.
No.
No, is it not? Oh, my apologies.
I have no idea. I don't know.
It's nice of him to take a time out of touring as well in a new comedy show, so fair play. That's good.
Yeah. Yes, so in reference to that, someone has changed the name of Peter Molyneux to Peter Kay on the document.
Albion is a masculine name of Latin origin that means white land.
That's racist.
This name was one of the earliest recorded names for Great Britain.
Punk with the
Like
knowledge.
you fucking three privately educated wankstains didn't know this, but well, whatever.
Grammar school educated, I'll have you know.
Yeah,
Yes.
you sound it.
Jolly good.
Yeah, but
Jolly
it's gonna have
good.
some
You
kind of
didn't help yourself there, by the way, with that one. Jolly
down,
good.
Pat.
Seth.
Jolly good show. Jolly good.
Good show. Yeah.
Good banter.
Right, Cyberpunk 2077 used AI to voice Victor in the expansion, so he's the Ripper Doc. He sadly passed away with the blessing of his family. I didn't notice anything when I was playing it. It really
Yeah,
seems...
AI's got scary good.
Did you just say
Yeah.
he passed away with the blessing of his family?
No, the use of the AI.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, fuck me. Be clearer
That was-
with your...
that was-
yeah.
It was euthanasia. Yeah.
Jesus
Poorly put
Christ,
together, yeah. I mean,
that
this has
was-
taken a dark turn, but
Yes.
that was just my poor wording. but
Cybernetics are dangerous. When will people learn?
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't press.
But anyway, I didn't notice. Donnie, I assume you didn't
I
notice
didn't
anything.
notice either. No. But I was just going to say, on this, I saw today that there's a new advert for Disney, and they've used Robin Williams' voice again with AI. So it's getting very fucking clever, yeah. Yes. So the new advert's got the genie in it, and they've used AI Robin Williams. Presumably with the blessing of his family as well,
Blessing of his
Eddie.
family. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
I can only assume.
Well, I've seen his daughter kicking off on X or Twitter, so
Oh, right.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that bit. So was
So I
it with the
assume
blessing of his
without-
family?
it was
Without
not. No.
blessing his family.
Oh, so Princess Zelda's annoyed, is she? Right. Interesting.
Okay.
Oh.
The Lords of the Fallen, the Xbox edition, was not made available for review, supposedly, and the performance patch for it has been delayed. I've heard it's virtually unplayable. The game has launched with numerous performance issues across platforms. PS5 seems to be the best platform to be playing it on, I think. But yeah, the Xbox version, if you have an Xbox and you're interested in the game, it might be an idea to wait until you know that performance patch is out and working. Because in a Souls-like game where timing is everything, probably need it. On Xbox again, the Series S has a starter pack now for 250 quid, including 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate, which will be available from the 31st of October. Game Pass Ultimate for 3 months is around 40 quid, supposedly. So I think that's the same price as the previous Series S. So it's just bundling in Game Pass as well.
Yeah.
So decent.
That's still cheap as shit.
Yep. PlayStation Plus Premium's PS5 cloud streaming gets a full launch this month. I think it's limited to a few titles to start with. Is that right, Donnie?
Yeah, it's pretty much just it's the ones that are available on your premium subscription. So some big hitters on there, but like anything, I'm sure there'll be more to come, presumably. But
Yeah,
yes.
I think it's like a soft launch in that
yes,
respect, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And there are rumours circulating that Disney may be in the business of purchasing a major video games publisher, namely EA. That's what's been quoted. EA are supposedly interested in merging opportunities, and Bloomberg report that Disney may be interested.
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually, because apparently the stories that have came out in the last sort of 48 hours in this is that EA have been actively hooring themselves to everyone in the last 2 years, apparently behind the
Yes.
scenes. Literally, again, just could be paper talk that they've basically met with every single person you can imagine to try and get purchased. So they've been to Amazon, Google, Disney, Apple, Take-Two. So they are looking to get purchased.
Yeah, I did read that they were very open about that last year.
Yep.
I think everybody's kind of in that boat. Ubisoft have slimmed themselves down. Square Enix, who I think would be
Square
a better
Enix,
buy for Disney, given Kingdom Hearts and everything.
Yep. Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a
and
great
their
point.
share pricing's at an all-time low as well. I saw earlier on.
Sony
I'm not calling it X. I'm calling it Twitter. I can't do it. I can't do it, Ben. I know you called it X. You did the right thing, but no, I can't do it.
What do you call? And I think I've asked this 3 times and never got an answer. What do you call it when you tweet someone now? Then
is it a zeet?
Oh,
I'm never saying that word.
A zeet.
I don't know.
Cross
it might be a zeet.
I'm never saying that word. I'm just saying right now. It's not happening. It's not happening.
Zeet on Zitter.
See, sounds like a form of removing pubic hair
It does. Yes.
with duct tape.
Yeah, it's marketing genius. Right, anyway, Eddie, take us on to the main news, please.
Well, are you just going to skip over? I see it's not a main news thing. Minecraft is the best-selling fucking game of all time.
Yeah, I was going to skip over that, but you can bring it into the fray if you'd like.
300 million. What a juggernaut.
300 million.
300 million.
GTA 5, is that in the
dog
that's
shit.
in the hundreds, right?
It's dog shit.
180 or no? It's 180 million or something, is it? GTA 5?
Yeah, Christ. Well, there you go. Minecraft, that's news this week.
There you go. Right, let me give some good news. The Microsoft Activision deal is over. It's finished. Woo! It's completed. This is your last news story you will ever receive from me regarding the deal. It's almost after 2 years of regulatory approvals and legal wrangling. Microsoft has now formally acquired Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. A small amount. It was completed hours after the UK, the CMA, ultimately gave the deal a green light. It goes down as the biggest company buyout in video game industry history. I think no surprise there. I think the one below it's like 8 billion. So, yeah. Kind of smashed
Probably
out.
Bethesda.
Yeah. Xbox boss Phil Spencer said in a blog post on the buyout after some generic CEO shit that I'm not going to bother reading out because it's absolute nonsense. Today we start the work to bring beloved Activision Blizzard and King franchises to Game Pass and other platforms. We'll share more about when you can expect to play in the coming months. We know you're excited, and we are too. For the millions of fans who love Activision Blizzard and King games, we want you to know that today is a good day to play. You are the heart and soul of these franchises, and we are honoured to have you as part of our community. Yeah, so it's over, which is great. Obviously, we know that the games aren't immediately going to come on Game Pass. They're expected maybe early next year. So that'll be something to look forward to. But even more to look forward to is the end of this. We all happy now? We all done? Can we stop talking about it now, please?
Yeah, did everyone see the trailer? Did everyone see the trailer?
Yeah, I mean, it was long.
What a beautiful morning.
Exactly. What do you think of it? What do you think? I thought it was
I
marketing.
laughed my whole off at that.
I thought I loved it.
I liked it, but it was like 2 minutes
Spencer
long.
sitting there with that in his hard drive for 2 months, just waiting to publish it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that to Ben as well. They've been dying to post that for months. Fucking FTC.
Yeah.
Do you know how much we spent on this?
Do you when do you think games will start coming on to Game Pass then?
I'd say a few older ones we'll see before the end of the year.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah, that's what we heard. We heard
Because it was like
the
a
early ones
week after
would be easy.
Bethesda finished.
Yeah,
It was, yeah. It was pretty. I mean, I think when the Bethesda one, they'd done a lot of the pre-work, hadn't they?
And I think they've had 2 years to get ready for this. So
I say the same thing. Like that's exactly what I've been saying. Like I think by the end of this month, I'd be expecting to get some of the older games on there, and I would expect them to put them on in like big tranches because they have to create a splash out of this. Like this is Donnie. You made a good point of the week, didn't you? When you said they're £5 games from CEX.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of excitement for games landing on Game Pass that you can pick up for £5. You know, that's the thing. I'm like,
but that is Game Pass.
Well, I suppose all the millions going into the bank account from now on from King, Call of Duty, that's all happening in the background. The public don't get to see that. So a big splash of games, you need something like that. It'd be nice to get Sekiro without having to fucking pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Never on sale, that fucker. If it is, it's still 30 quid, isn't
Activision
it?
tax is just above Nintendo tax.
Yeah, I've been looking at it on Steam Deck for a long time, and the price has never been right. No. So that'll be good to have a Game Pass. I just think they must have been working on this in the background for a long time. Like, it takes time to get games on Game Pass. They've said this many times. I don't know what needs to be done, but there is stuff that needs to be done. So, but they have had so long. They would have gone to Activision and said, right, we're going to work on the assumption that this is going to complete. We will pay for it regardless. So if it doesn't complete, we will pay for it. Just we need to work with
the amount of talk around Guitar Hero.
Yes. So much talk this week about Guitar Hero. I saw
the one thing that
earlier.
gets me is the plastic controllers. There's still such a backlash against, like, there are cranugs, there are artificial landfills of these plastic guitars. Like, can you make an all green version? People were saying you could use your phone or touchscreen. I was like, nobody's going to fucking do that.
It's not going to be the same.
What's the shitty little guitar?
I still
held
have
behind
two
your head.
of mine. There you go. There's a nice little story for you. Got two of mine.
Well done, Eddie. Have a biscuit.
I won't be able to plug it into anything, but I've still got them.
Are people going to care, though, Eddie? Like, you played it quite a bit back in the day.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
There's quite a lot of supposed nostalgia for Guitar Hero, but I think nostalgic games have to come out at a nice price point.
Yeah.
If you get
Well, this is
Guitar
it. If
Hero
the base
remade,
game comes out on Game Pass, and then the rest you get microtransaction packs.
Yeah, but you have to buy
for itself.
shit. Like, to get the full experience, you got to buy.
Yeah, but for general users, your Game Pass, if it was a base game, if it's some of the older titles, maybe. I don't know how the licensing works now, but...
Oh, yes, if it was some of the older titles. But without the... I don't know.
I'm sure they've still got the rights to the Beatles. BBC will help.
See, coming back, just a little thought there. You know, you mentioned about the plastic guitars about being greener. Could they not try some... Remember, what was it called again? Remember Nintendo brought out all that cardboard stuff?
The Labo.
Labo.
Yeah.
They could, I suppose, maybe try and do something like that, I guess.
It's too temporary. Because, one house party, cardboard guitar, it's done.
especially at couches.
But the right price point, and that it is a party game. I mean,
yes. Yeah.
At the right price point, maybe that would be. I'm just thinking, if they brought that on Game Pass, if they put the old games on Game Pass or whatever, licensing issues
Christmas
aside
morning,
from that.
Series S under the TV, full back catalogue of Guitar Hero, plug it in, let's go.
But then, that guitar, you have to have a version of the guitar. You can't just be playing that game on a controller.
Well, they've made a real push with some of the controllers being green. I wonder if that carries over. And they're not green, they're greener, but...
Yeah. Recycled plastic, whatever.
I think there's a lot of buzz this week about Guitar Hero, but I don't think anyone would open the wallet for it.
I don't think they would, but it being on Game Pass, getting people in, the nostalgia kicking in, and then adding more on. The microtransaction cycle then, I think
that's their best approach, yeah. Because I'll play it again if it comes on Game Pass, and then, if I get into it again, because that's what they need. They need people to get into it.
Yeah, I need some Kenny Rogers. I'm paying for that.
Yeah, get into it. Then you might buy a controller or something, and then they've got an upsell there. So it is a game with an upsell, and that's what they're looking at. With all these big Game Pass releases, they're looking for upsells, so early access or whatever. And it is a way to get you to buy a controller. It's like buying something in addition, isn't it? So it does make sense. I do think they need to start announcing the comeback of some They need to make a splash, like buying Activision in itself. Like, I mean, it doesn't impact me. It doesn't. The only thing that impacts me is if Call of Duty came on there, the new one, which is not going to. So there's very little impact on my life, but they need to make it seem like there is.
What if
Game Pass needs to be this
Guitar
package.
Hero Design Lab?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd get one of those.
Yeah, that would be if they put the Guitar Hero controller in the design lab, so you could order different.
Get your name on it.
Absolutely, you could design your guitar. That's gold. You should have sent that into them.
You should pitch that.
Yeah, you should pitch that to him. Yeah.
Me and Spencer were tight.
Absolutely. Okay, good stuff. Where are we going next? We're going to Donnie.
Coming to me, and that is a bit like my dog. The PlayStation 5 is on a diet, it seems. So the worst kept secret in gaming has now been unveiled, confirming a Tom Henderson leak from last year, but also information from the Xbox during the FTC case. PlayStation confirmed on the PlayStation blog that a new slimmer PS5 model will be released in time for Christmas this year. Writing on the PlayStation blog, it said, "As the holiday season approaches, we're excited to share that a new PS5 model is launching. To address the evolving needs of our players, our engineering and design teams collaborated on a new form factor that provides a greater choice and flexibility. The same technology features that makes PS5 the best to play are packed into a smaller form factor, along with an attachable Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive and a 1TB SSD for more internal storage. The new PS5 has been reduced in volume by more than 30%, which is great because you can now fit it in your fucking house, and weight by 18 and 24% compared to previous models. There are 4 separate cover panels, with the top portion in a glossy look, while the bottom half remains in matte. If you purchase the PS5 Digital Edition, you can add the disc drive later, as it will also be sold separately for $99.99. The new PS5 model will also be available this November. Will be available this November in the US at select local retailers. It will continue to roll out globally in the coming months. Once the inventory of the current PS5 model is sold out, the new PS5 will become available, and it will be the only model. Pricing does remain the same here in the UK. The digital version retailing for £390 and the physical £480. America, however, did see a $50 price uplift, but it is worth remembering earlier this year when the PlayStation saw a price increase across the globe, the US wasn't included. And of course, you'll still be able to buy new plates in a multitude of colours because, God forbid, they don't get more money out of us. So yes, like I said, the worst kept secret. We've known about this for a while. It makes perfect sense as someone who's involved in manufacturing. You know, when you've now only got one SKU, one model to make on one line, it's going to make things more streamlined, cheaper to ship. So from Sony's perspective, yeah, it's a no-brainer. If you already own a PlayStation 5, this is of absolute no use to you at all, other than the fact that the existing one can't fit on most people's fucking TV units. So maybe you want to shrink it down to fit it somewhere, but it's not any kind of technical upgrade in any way. It's literally just a slimming down. Yeah, Ben, sorry.
Yeah, I did hear a lot of people say it's not that slim, or it's like they said, well, it's not really it's not really changed an awful lot. We didn't really want this. We didn't really need this. And I was like, I thought that was a very cute response because they didn't do this for you.
Yeah, exactly.
They did it for them because it saves on shipping costs. And
and production costs and everything, yeah.
They didn't do it for you.
And to be fair, 30% is quite a lot to shred off a device.
30% of a PlayStation 5, that's fucking massive. That thing's a monster.
Yeah, I'm looking at this fucking thing next to me. It's disgusting.
Did you see the little shitty kickstand?
Yeah, that shitty kickstand.
And if you don't want to use that shitty kickstand, you need to pay £25.
Talk about that shitty kickstand. Because it can only stand up, can it? And you have to buy that separately.
Well, you can stand up. It can stand up by itself.
How much does the stand cost?
In typical Sony fashion, they couldn't just put the stand in the box. They had to charge you £25. So you can buy
if you want to lay it down.
No, it's if you want to put it up vertically.
And they say you can't milk a pony.
So if you want to put it vertically, is it?
Well, you can
lay it down horizontally. It's got the stupid little kickstand to stay horizontal. But if you want to stand it up, that little stand's going to cost you. And most people like to stand it up because it takes up less real estate.
Yeah, you can stand it up without the stand, but it's just obviously the stand's there for
it'll just wobble there waiting for somebody to knock it over.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't even think I have. I lay mine down, and I don't think I have the stand in it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, mine's horizontal. Yeah. For me though, what's the bigger picture for me with this though? To be honest with you, isn't this fucking slim down one? It's of no interest to me. But what I'm more interested in is the fact that when Tom Henderson leaked this news, Tom Henderson is also the only person that's leaked news about the PlayStation 5 Pro. So in my head, I'm going, he was nailed on about this to not only basically the right date, but the fact that he called the fact they were making one unit with a detachable disk drive. So I'm looking at going, well, hopefully the fucking PlayStation 5 Pro is clearly going to be true, because why would we doubt the guy now? So that for me is actually the bigger picture and the more exciting bit.
Yeah, that is something. I think there's also the
£25 for a fucking stand.
See, be honest with you, Punk, right?
And remember when they used to do mid-cycle refreshes and they'd be cheaper? That's all it is. It's cheaper parts, easier manufacturing.
Those days
you should be saving on these.
Yeah, those days are long gone.
This one's expensive. If you buy the digital version and then you buy the disc later, and you're paying a significant premium for that. That privilege of going, right, I'm going to take a cheaper one to start with, and then I'm going to add the disc later. That's quite a price.
Well, it's not, though. You got to think. You got to think. No, because you would never have the two separate bits cheaper. Because otherwise, why would you buy the one that already comes with the detachable drive attached? Same way, if
you wouldn't have it cheaper, but it's like £50 more than.
No, I think it's about £20. It's not a lot in it, but there's always going to have to be an uplift. There's you would never get it for the same price separately.
Yeah, it's never going to be the same price. Yeah, but
to be fair, Punk,
else you might as well always buy that version.
Exactly, yeah. But no, to be fair, Punk, is that the stand... I was arguing with that on Twitter. The stand thing, I think, is a bit shitty because...
I've never seen you argue with me on Twitter.
Because it is...
How dare you say something bad about Sony?
No. I'm the one actually slagging them off over this, because it's currently included in... The existing one has got it in the box. So they've actually taken it, because people said, but the PlayStation 2 and the 4 had a stand you could pay for. Yeah, but this one was already in the existing box. They've taken a decision to take it out of the box and then charge it. That's a bit shitty. That's
taking it out and putting that stupid kickstand in. Fucking hell.
And especially because didn't they
no wonder that console designer left.
Hasn't it been released that most people like to have it stood up, right? So they've just gone, most people like to do it this way, so we're going to make that.
I don't know, but how would they ever get that information? How would they ever
just do a poll and extrapolate?
Yeah, is that what it is? A poll somewhere.
Yeah, you want to. I mean, this console, I've got it laid down because I don't want it stood up because I'm going to knock it and it's going to smash on the floor.
Well, you'd never knock that thing. It's a fucking beast. You'd be like trying to knock Mike Tyson over.
But sit underneath the TV, but it made me jump every time I walked in.
This fell off my table. That is breaking the earth beneath it.
Well, yeah, it would break the floor, yeah. The PlayStation would be fine, but your floor is fucked. Your lino's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they just leave it flat so you could leave your TV on top of it.
Yeah, mine's flat to be fair, but I ain't standing that thing up.
That's also the problem. It's not even fucking flat. You can't put things on it. Like it's this weird.
Yeah, but why would you hang on? Why would you put anything on it? That's fucking weird.
Console on top of it.
Yeah, that's weird. Why would you put anything on top of it?
Stack it. Tetris your consoles.
Yeah.
Punk's got the right idea. Right, anyway, on to Punk's story, please.
This will be good. Did a lot of research for this fucking one. Unity CEO John Riccitello. Retiring from company weeks after pricing controversy. I got this story because nobody else wanted it.
It was last minute, to be fair, and you've just read part of the URL, and I respect that.
Yeah, well, this isn't a shock. He shot the bed. He had to get out of it.
Yeah.
And just looking at the story, he looks like Brian Butterfield.
I don't know who that is. That's a reference. For fuck's sake.
Comedy fans in this comedy podcast. You're welcome.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Anything on this one?
Yes. I mean, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We talked about it the last few weeks.
Covered that.
It's all,
they wanted to charge developers a license after they've made their game, so every time it was downloaded, they'd have to pay, which would literally bankrupt most of the indie market. What a stupid fucking idea. So, he's left the company after that.
Yeah, and they were making it retrospective, weren't they? They were looking.
They originally did. They backtracked from that one pretty quick. I think, especially around charity bundles, they weren't too keen on charging charities for games that people don't play. And then things like Game Pass and fucking
Game Pass.
Spencer has just closed the biggest deal in media history. You're not going to get fucking coins out of him. Go fuck yourself. Man's a genius. Yeah. And he got Jim Ryan sacked. What a legend.
I mean, this is the same guy that once said that on was it the last Battlefield game when he was head of EA that people would pay $1 to reload their fucking guns. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this guy likes to monetize.
Yeah,
He likes
I don't
to
know the
fucking
full
monetize.
context. That's obviously the punchline. There's maybe more to it than that, but it still makes a good story, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah.
I think he was trying to make the point if a game had the hooks in deep enough into you, you would pay for literally anything.
Yes.
That game had no hooks in anyone.
Which Fortnite proves he's actually probably onto something, but not $1 for a reload, because with my accuracy, I'd be fucking bankrupt by the end of the week.
Oh, well, you do wank like a champ.
That as well.
Do you think the only option was him to leave to save Unity?
I'm shocked he took this long.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
It's been a privilege to lead Unity for nearly a decade and serve our employees, customers, developers, and partners. Yeah, I'm not getting this surname. Risetelo wrote in his departure statement. I couldn't have a flying fuck. If it's
Just
not
say
got an
John.
O or a mech in front of it, I don't care.
Just say John.
All
John.
of whom have been instrumental to the company's growth. So he joined in 2014. He was CEO at EA prior to the move, and has been embroiled in a number of controversies while at the company's helm. So no, I'm not shocked he got the boot at all.
Yeah. Yeah. The same guy that, as well, that 24 hours or 40 hours before the news broke of this, dumped hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of shares as well. That alone, that has to get looked into, surely.
Oh, how did I miss this bit? Last year, he caused outrage and later apologised when he called mobile developers some of the biggest fucking idiots for not prioritising monetization from their smartphone games. Yeah, there's somebody you want driving your ship.
Yeah, that kid likes to monetize. I did hear a load of stuff about, and I don't know how true it is about shares being sold by people in Unity prior to them making their initial announcement about monetizing, charging developers.
See, I could have talked about fucking Minecraft here, one of Phil Spencer's first genius acquisitions when he joined the company. But here we are.
I know you're doing an Xbox podcast now, but is this how it's
Oh,
going
no,
to be?
it's for current company. He's bursting at the seams.
Good.
Phil Spencer's going to retire this year. Who is he? Yeah.
Yeah. I do think this is the only way that Unity could really get by, because they've supposedly lost all the faith that they had from developers, and they're doing that classic thing of, oh, wasn't me, mum.
Yeah.
Well, you are going to see a lot of this in maybe as early as 2 years' time. A lot of people made the jump over to other engines. And when they finish production, because Unity's huge for indie. So anybody starting out after this happens, unreal.
Oh, they're not going to, you're bang on. Yeah, 2-3 years' time, you probably just see Unity peter off, right? Because, for the next couple of years, they're still going to get their yearly licensing fees or whatever, how they were charging it before. But nobody's going no indie now, which is funded and thinks they're going to do fairly well, is going to touch Unity, right?
No chance.
Because there was Humble
No chance.
Bundle, they give away a pile of books for, was it programming with Godot? So a lot of people were making the jump and relatively cheap to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, watch the space. I think their days are probably numbered. It's going to be hard for them to come back from this, so we'll see where that goes. But that's the main news this week. So take us on to new releases, Eddie.
Lovely job. Let's start with the 7th quest. No, that's a bad start, Eddie. Come on, get your shit together. The 7th
Come on,
guest.
get the name right.
Yeah, see. By Riccatello. No. The 7th Guest VR, coming out on PC VR, Quest, PSVR 2, October 12th. October 19th, actually. Don't know why I lied about that. It's a bad start. And I haven't even started the blurb yet, so get ready for that.
I hear it's an iconic supernatural mystery, Eddie.
Oh, it is. The 7th Guest, I almost called it Quest again, has been brought back to life with cutting-edge VR technology that delivers an atmospheric story like no other. Explore the foreboding mansion, solve challenging puzzles, and uncover its dark secrets. The 7th, what one of you changed to Guest to Quest there? What one of you snaky little bastards? No, the seventh guest was an interactive movie puzzle adventure game released in 1993, so quite a while ago. This is a VR puzzle game where the puzzles become increasingly challenging as the game goes on. It's set in like a creepy haunted house setting, but there's nothing really scary about it, to be honest with you. Maybe because I'm just super cool. But, you know. The visuals look good. It could be a good little VR game, personally. What do you guys think?
The visuals look good.
For a VR game, Ben. Like, come on.
VR
like,
game is this year new for the Switch?
Oh, like the way the people are involved and stuff. Like, I bet with a VR headset on, that could look really cool.
Punk, you're the VR expert. What do you think?
Yes, in my few days of experience, I agree with Eddie. What a genius.
Yes.
Genius. You know, it was 1994's Game of the Year.
Oh, wow.
No, it was not.
It wasn't. It had something. What was it? I don't know. There was something good about it in 1994.
Well done. A better delivery. You might have sold it.
But you called it straight away, so I
Yeah,
don't know where to go.
Yeah.
I'll go outside then.
Yeah.
It's like Donkey Kong
yeah,
Country 94.
It looks pretty shit.
Oh, Jesus. Come
Bit harsh.
on.
Well,
People worked hard on this.
Yeah.
I think
Possible
Punk's
listeners worked very hard on this.
been possible.
But they would
Definite
know. They would
listeners
know,
worked
though.
on
You
this.
know, this won't be a shock to them, Punk. They'll know.
Yeah. And Punk, you're dropping hundreds on VR games at the moment. Is this going to make the cut?
No, I have such a backlog of good titles to work through. This is not
You can't play
cut.
the bad ones. Okay,
No.
yeah, got you.
You can sideload ROMs onto the fucking thing. It's got to be Monkey Puncher in my face.
Gotta be Monkey Puncher, there you go.
Right, let's move on then. Nothing good to say about that. Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express, coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch, October 19th. Step on board the legendary Orient Express and immerse yourself in the most famous detective suit in a race against the clock. Oh, sorry, my fucking computer. Clock to unmask the murderer. That was good. It's another puzzle game. This time it's set in the iconic book, but adapted to the modern era, apparently. The visuals look okay. It's by Mike Croyd's studio, who do other Agatha Christie games. Yeah, I can't imagine any of us are interested in, but what do you think?
No.
It's a weird Venn diagram, the Agatha Christie fans and PS5 owners and such. I don't know. I don't see it personally, but yeah.
If only it was in VR, I might try it out.
There you go.
They missed a trick.
I'm sure everybody worked very hard on this.
Fucking hell, what are we doing here? Have you invited all the developers to listen to the podcast or something? Is that what's
Or even
It's
on
like,
your
come
show
on.
at some point.
It'll cheer you up. They say great things about all these little games that don't get a lot of airtime on other podcasts. Lovely lads, really just sticking their fist up for the scene. No, not this week.
I'm being really positive this week. I'm in a
Fucking
good
Agatha
mood.
Christie. I hope she gets hit by a car. Eddie,
Whoa.
calm down.
Jeez.
There's no need for it.
No, I've had a week off. I'm on all day. I'm back. I'm refreshed. I'm no longer a grumpy gamer. I'm just a gamer with grumpy views.
Okay, good.
You know what? I'm going to bring the mood up for us all because I know
Yeah.
that at least 50% of us will like this next one. Airport Sim coming out on PC October 19th. Airport Sim is an advanced airport ground handling simulator. God, never heard that before. With a true-to-life visuals and operations, licensed planes and vehicles, real airports, and live weather conditions. Enjoy the many tasks alone or with friends, making this experience unforgettable. The visuals look good. I'm actually going to say good. I'm not going to say okay. It's good. There's aircraft guiding, there's marshalling, there's securing an aircraft, there's connecting GPUs, whatever that means. There's fueling, there's handling luggage, there's dead pigeon removal. Did one of you guys write that? That can't be real, can it? What?
We don't know anymore. We don't
Oh,
know.
fuck me. There's jetway manoeuvring, there's catering and more. There's four different game modes. I was just saying, is that like I'm going to be asked to flick over to the live dog? Okay, fine.
Fucking hell.
So one of the mini games, just grab it by the legs.
Oh my
Also,
god.
where would the pigeons be? Like in
Jet
the
engines,
aircraft?
I'd imagine.
Yeah, the engines.
Well, no, because they'll get vaporized in those engines. You don't think they're just going to take a knock to the head and just stay there?
Well, you wouldn't want to dirty up the mechanisms inside. You need to remove it carefully.
I assume it'll just be blood and mush by that point.
Yeah, it'd be a
I don't have a lot of
difficult cleaning job,
experience.
one for
Maybe
a
if I
game,
play
no
this
doubt.
game, I'll know.
Maybe I'll know how to remove the pigeons.
What if somebody was trying to pluck it out of the engine, you'd almost turn it on out of badness just to give them a scare. Go on, you fucker.
Anyway, there's 4 different game modes for your enjoyment. It could get really boring really quick, but there is a free demo on Steam as well to see how you get those pigeons out. So
There is market for a co-op airport management game where you could just fuck up as royally as possible. You could get it sponsored by Ryanair.
I was waiting to say Ryanair, yeah.
very good. Oh, dear. Ben, are you liking this? I think
Oh,
you
the
might.
graphics look fantastic.
They do, don't they?
And they got it. They in the blurb. They
Unforgettable.
really set the scene. They say enjoy the many tasks. It feels like this game would be a task, like proper work. This is like going to work. This job. This game.
Yeah. This is not enjoyable. Like all these sim games, it's not enjoyable. It's work. You
Yeah,
must
yeah,
really like your job of being one of these people to then come home and play.
Do you not think these games are having a hard enough week coming out this week without you two pricks kicking their ribs at the same time?
I'm not kicking. Some of us like that type of thing.
It's a snide kick. It's still a kick.
I'd rather play this than the big releases this week. How about that?
And Eddie is telling the truth there.
And I am telling the truth there. But let's move on to find out what those big games are. But first, Chaos on Wheels coming out on PC October 19th. Take a wheel.
Bit harsh on Chaos on Wheels.
Take a wheel of a heavily armoured car of your choice and dive yourself to victory while shooting and destroying enemy cars, turrets and hazards in this chaotic vehicular combat experience. Choose a driver, customise your cars, upgrade armour, buy new weapons and leave nothing but chaos. It says it's exactly what it says in the tin, really. It's like the car voomy shooty game. The visuals are average, and the car movement looks pretty awful, like really bad. There's a free demo on Steam. You know what? Like, I'm not going to shit on this too much. Like, I think a lot of the mechanics and the looks of the cars look terrible, but I loved Carmageddon when it came out, so I might play this.
Oh no, this looks like absolute dog shit. Even Punk wouldn't say this looks good. This looks good.
I think it looks delightful. Obviously, people worked very hard on this, and I will
think
not
they
kick
did.
them in the ribs.
Well done, sir.
You're welcome.
Donny?
No, it's not happening. It ain't happening.
No.
There's a demo to try it out.
Yeah, try the demo. There's
Don't be a
definitely
slave to
something
that Metacritic.
All right, let's move on to one that could be a goodie. Endless
good one, thank you.
Dungeon, coming out on PC, PlayStation, Xboxes, October 19th. Endless TM, Dungeon, is a roguelite tactical action game set in the award-winning Endless TM universe. Recruit a team of shipwrecked heroes, plunge into a long-abandoned space station, and protect your crystal against never-ending waves of monsters. Or die trying. Get reloaded and try again. Oh, that's quite badly wrote, isn't it? We talked about this recently as we saw it somewhere. I can't remember where because my memory is terrible. The developers are Amplitude Studios, and the publishers are Sega. They don't miss. The Endless TM games are awesome. Huge fan of them. But to be honest, this is so different that I wouldn't really use that as a buying point. It's an action roguelite in an isometric view. We kind of get like a bit Hades vibes. Good visuals, the atmosphere's good, the gunplay seems cool. It could be a goodie. Could be a really goodie. And I can't believe I'm saying this, with all that thwack behind it that I've already said, it's only £25.
Unity.
I think
This looks really good.
Game looks outstanding.
Yep.
I think it looks great.
What did they?
I think it's going to be
what was
really
the
good.
review scores for it today? Out of interest.
Oh, were there new ones? Were there reviews out today?
I think so.
We'll have a look at that, yeah.
I think this looks really good. Yeah, two ticks. Endless Dungeon, an 80 currently. 81.7. Yeah, great.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. That's a brilliant score.
There you go. What do you think about that price? I think that price is fantastic.
I like it. For a roguelike, I think that is kind of the price point for these types of games. I expect Hades 2 to... What do you think Hades 2 is going to come out
I think it'll be 40 quid.
It's early access
it'll be
as
a
well.
bit higher after the success of the last one.
And rightly so as well, man. That's some of the best value for money you can get in a game with Hades.
But I'd say it'll be like Baldur's Gate. We're going to buy the early version for a couple of years, and then the full release will be a more expensive version of that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, 25 quid I think looks good for this. Endless, the franchise, but my God, it does look good. It does look really, really good.
Yep.
It's a hard time for it to come out though, but at least it is something different from the other things coming out.
Yeah, from the other biggies.
And that's the only thing as well, I suppose, is that type of game has a pretty niche audience. Like if you're not to say if you're not into Hades, that's the wrong words to use, but if you're not into that style of game, it's probably not going to be for you anyway. I think people who are buying this, that's their style of game and they know about it, so it's probably not going to change much.
Yep.
But listen,
agreed.
hopefully it does well.
Nice. Look at that. We were positive about a game. All of us.
Whoop.
Whoop, whoop, wow, wonderful. Right, let's get negative again. Forgive Me, Father 2, coming out on PC October 19th. Embark on a journey into the darkest nightmares to restore your sanity. Really? That's where you go to restore your sanity? Your darkest nightmares?
Well, it depends what Forgive Me for, what we're forgiving him for. Is this a Catholic story, or is this a,
okay.
what are we getting at here?
I'm going to move us swiftly on. Blast your way.
That would be my darkest nightmares, to be fair.
Okay. Blast your way through hordes of possessed enemies, unlock an arsenal of deadly weapons, and get ready to face even more Lovecraftian madness in this action-packed FPS sequel. Forgive Me, Father came out in 2021, so not that long ago.
Forgive Me, Father 2's a sequel.
Okay. The first one was very positive on Steam. I'll have you know. There you go. This one looks pretty similar, just way better looking. They've got like a comic book drawn art style. Is that what you call this? I don't really like the way the people run at you.
It's fair.
Yeah,
I think it's fair.
The gunplay seems great though. From what I've seen, the music is perfect for this type of game. Seems really good. Mindless fun. I've put.
Kind of looks like Void Bastards.
It does, yeah. I think that's a good summary. It looks like Mindless Fun. It looks a bit Doom-esque with a comic book style. Yeah, I think it looks all right.
Yeah, and I think that people that all bought the first one, I think they'll be very happy with the upgrade. Like, if you look at the gameplay footage of the first one compared to this, I think there's going to be a lot of happy people out there.
Okay.
There you go.
That's 2 in a row.
Oof,
we're on fire. Well done, lads.
Nice. Right. Let's try this one then. Gangs of Sherwood, coming out on PC, PlayStation, Xbox. It's October 19th. Fight the armies of the Sheriff of Nottingham and lead the rebellion, solo or in co-op, with up to 4 players. Play as one of the merry men, combine your attacks and free the people in this futuristic dystopia inspired by the legend of Robin Hood. It's a third-person action-adventure game. The visuals are good. It has skills, has upgrades, combos, which all make the combat look quite good, actually. Apart from that, I don't see this being particularly good, because although the visuals look okay and the combat looks okay, I can't understand the hook of this game.
Did you see the gameplay of it, Eddie? Because I couldn't find, when I say couldn't find it, I looked on the Steam page and it just had 2 kind of CGI non-gameplay trailers and then just screenshots, and I just immediately thought, oh, it's wank then.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. You have to go on... I mean, even the clips down below are terrible. You have to go on YouTube. Also, if you go on the Steam page, there is, if you playing it, so you
but
can...
if you don't want to show... I mean, maybe that's it, I suppose, if you've got people playing it. But if you don't want to show your game in that, reel on Steam, those first couple of videos or whatever... She's like,
it might be because like the actual gameplay footage, and the reason why I say I don't think it's going to jump out is it looks a lot like every other game of this genre. So I think maybe them not showing the game as a tactical ploy. I don't know. Fuck knows.
I'm trying to think. There was a co-op game. It came to Game Pass. It'd been last year, but it was this kind of setting.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it came out. It disappeared.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it was a Robin Hood game, wasn't it?
Was it actually Robin Hood?
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, that definitely was a Robin Hood game.
Because everybody could be a different form of character.
And it was multiplayer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was 2 teams, one on another. Yeah, it was a Robin Hood type game.
I guess there's just that many games coming to Game Pass. It's hard to keep track.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't think Robin Hood is the IP that you back in a video game form. I don't know.
You don't have to pay anything for it. Why not? You might get a couple of people trying it.
Yeah, if you don't have to pay for it. Yeah, maybe.
You could have made a Winnie the Pooh version of this. It'd be a lot better.
Be a bigger audience.
My mum loves Winnie the Pooh, so
bigger audience.
Piglet, he can dig under walls. Tigger, he can bounce over walls.
There you go.
Winnie's
Under and over
a vampire that can take a load of bullets.
Yeah.
You've got some ideas. You need to stop bitching.
Especially around walls.
I'm in the imagination business.
Right.
And walls.
Let's talk about one that has lots of walls. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 coming out on PlayStation October 20th. It's the new Spider-Man game, what everyone's been waiting for. Someone's put here already 91 on Metacritic today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Holy shit. Right, guys, talk to me, because I don't give a fuck about this game, but I bet a lot of people will.
Go on, Donnie.
Donnie is super excited about this. Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Brilliant.
Oh, well done.
We're on a podcast.
That's it.
This is the Unity story all over again.
No, Eddie. Yeah, I can't wait. And to be fair, the scores today didn't change anything. I wasn't not going to play it if it was a lowly 83 like some other games are. But seeing the reception today, yeah, it's great to see. And even Ben messaged me and was like, I'm in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The thing is, like this.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to avoid as much like spoilery stuff, and even I've not wanted to see anything for weeks and weeks. I've not watched the launch trailer or fuck all. But I saw a video earlier on of the fast travel. Even something as innocuous as fast travel, you're like, fucking hell,
brilliant.
Fucking hell. You can literally just pick anywhere in the map, and you're there.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like-
also not watching reviews of it. I don't.
No, same.
I don't
Yeah, I've not read anything apart from the overall score. I've not gone into anyone's review and picked anything out. I'm just like, no, I don't need to. I wasn't being held by the score
91,
anyway.
91 is so because I could imagine this game being like an 88 or 87, which means it's got a load of 10s, a load of 9s, and then you got some people saying a 7 or 8 or whatever.
Yep.
To get a 91, to get anything over 90 nowadays, because you've always got that one fucking cunt who gives it a 6 out.
Even the Metro gave it an 8. See, when the Metro gives
And they
any
love to
game
be
an
cunts.
8. Oh, they're cunts, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Push Square gave it an 8, and that probably means it's a fucking 10. When those fucking idiots give anything above a 7.
Punk, are you in on day one?
Oh yeah, I need to plug in the PlayStation 5, get it updated.
Nice.
It's been turned on since Ragnarok, so
Yeah.
it's nice for Sony to finally release a game.
Yeah, it's been a while, huh? Yeah, but I mean,
then after this
listen. They
one's done,
can't.
Punk,
They can't all be 91s though. So it's quality
No,
over
bless it.
fodder.
Almost broke the top 5 of the year, but sure. Better
Almost.
luck next time, lads.
Listen, almost. But listen, at least we're up there, and other games are. Hello,
Rubbing shoulders with Sea of Stars. Aye.
Hello, down there. Hello, I can see you. Yeah, like I said, we can't all be 83s and 59% on Steam. It's fine. Don't worry.
It's a lot of Eddie. We don't really experience this on the podcast, but there's a lot of cross tension here with
I know.
Xbox and
I
PlayStation.
thought
isn't
we were just
Oh,
spitballing.
even if it was a bad Metacritic, I'd still play it. But let's get some scores out there.
I didn't bring up the scores.
Yeah, you did.
No, Eddie did.
I did. Because someone else wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually wrote it, so that's
Oh, fuck!
I was going to keep quiet, but yeah, but I am in on it. I was I've gone a bit cold on Spider-Man after playing Miles Morales. I really enjoyed 2018. Said this a number of times. I thought when I was playing Miles Morales, I thought, "Fuck, is this the fucking state of AAA gaming?" And then when I played Ragnarok, it was the same thing. Fucking hell, this is where we're at. But yet again, I'm going in with amazing hype, and yet again, I'll be in that place where I go, "Fucking hell, this is what people enjoy." So look forward to that. The cycle continues.
I remember before we created this podcast, Ben, you used to play games like this.
Used to
be
fucking
so
love it.
happy.
I used to love it, Eddie.
Love it. And then me and Pete just came along and went, "Why do you like it, Ben?
I've been
That's
worn
bad.
down.
Mechanically, that's bad, wrong,
Yeah,
wrong.
this is stupid. This is stupid. Yeah, it is actually.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Good. Good to see I have such influence in your life. I like that. All right, well, I'm looking forward to it. Ben, I'm glad you're a little bit hyped for it because we need someone to play it on this podcast. So,
Yeah, that's true.
you.
Is that a hint? I'm not getting invited back, you fucker.
No, yeah, well, no. Not after today's hostilities.
That's called sexual tension, Eddie.
Oh,
That's what that
shit.
is.
Okay, right.
That's
fuck.
sexual repression there.
Was that repression or
insight right there.
regression? Which one was that?
Let's go on to something else sexual. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Coming out on Switch, October 20th. It's the new Super Mario game that people are excited for, which I am not. Ben, talk to us.
I don't think I'm going to get this on launch.
Whoa.
It looks pretty good, and people are talking about it like it will be the best Mario 2D Mario in yonks.
Yeah.
And they're talking about it. I think I have a sneaky suspicion that this could review like Spider-Man has, like 90 plus.
I think 92, 93. I think this is kind of flown under the radar a little bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to get it on launch just because I will be focusing on Spider-Man. Punk, are you going to get Mario?
This is on my Christmas list, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very excited for this. A lot of people played it at EGX and said it controls like Mario Maker 2, which is like old school pixel controls, very tight. But with the visuals kind of mixed between New Super Mario Brothers and Yoshi's Island.
Okay.
Which, if you're into Mario, those are all good things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I could look at it for something around Christmas as well, because it's not one that I don't think you need to play it day one. It's not like it's something that can be spoiled.
Nintendo games don't age.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they retain their value.
That's why.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I don't think I'll be day one, but I am at some point going to pick it up for sure. As an excuse, I'll say it's for my kids, and I'll be the one that plays it.
Yeah, they don't want to play it.
Yeah.
Put it back in the case before Christmas, wrap it up.
Yeah.
There you go, Eddie. So 3 of us want this game.
Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah.
What?
You
Whoa.
bollocks.
God damn it.
I mean, I don't even own a Switch. What do you want me to do?
Boo.
Emulate it. It's already on the internet. You can play
you
it
can
now.
get it off the internet. I think you can ROM it.
Play it in 4K, really rub it in their faces.
Can't wait.
It's like 120 frames.
Yeah.
Another game I can't wait for is Just Dance 2024 edition. Coming out on PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch October 23rd. There's 40 new songs and universes. Don't know what that means.
I think it's quite self-explanatory, Eddie. There's 40 new songs on it.
Why and
And
universes? What's that mean?
Well, it'll be like different worlds that you dance in, I'm guessing. It's not just like one screen, is it?
Right,
I don't fucking know. I don't buy these games.
No, thank you.
Well, you seem like you know a lot about
I
it.
was just trying to be a sarcastic
Stepped
prick.
up to the plate and shot himself in front of the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, donate.
Oh, you've loved it. I think you've done it.
What I will say is that I think this is the first version in many, many, many years not to be on the Wii.
Oh, there you go.
Well, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's just moved over to the PS5. It's the way of the moment. See, Guitar Hero would be much better than this.
Lot of hate. Let's bring the love back with City Skylines 2 coming out on PC, PlayStation's, Xbox's October 24th.
Is it just PC it's coming out for now?
Oh,
The console's not delayed.
Yes.
Oh,
Till next year.
Who copy-pasted this nonsense?
Blame it on Pete.
Yeah, that's
Fucking Pete.
Pete's one
Prick.
job. He didn't even do the blurbs.
Can't turn up. You can't paste correctly. What the fuck good are you?
That is a question.
Literally his only job on the podcast.
Anus. Absolute anus.
Oh, well, that's fine, because this is a PC game through and through anyway. So, raise a city from the ground up and transform it into a thriving metropolis with the most realistic city builder ever. Push your creativity and problem solving to build on a scale you've never experienced. With deep simulation and living economy, this is a world building without limits. So it's the ultimate city builder. Taking that title from Sin City, in my opinion. The visuals look great, even better, obviously. It looks quite deep with all the views and whatnot. I'm all in. I love these type of games. I love City Skylines 1 when it came out, fucking God knows when. But unfortunately, it is coming out at £42. Which
Eddie,
is
I've got news. It's on Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Oh,
Phil Spencer, you beauty.
So you can be all in, sir. PC Game Pass.
Legend. What a lovely PC Game Pass game as well. Because it's one of those, like, I mean, people like me, all in. But if you're a management game kind of connoisseur, then, I'll load this up. Boom, I'm addicted. Done. Oh.
Boom.
Will be interesting to see how this does after Lamplighters League.
How come?
Well, it's Paradox Interactive.
Oh, is this a Paradox game?
Yeah.
After their announcement, the game was not done well, isn't it? $24 million loss, is it, or something? They were going to report.
Yeah,
is that
right
right?
off.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what's happening here, because that was a strange announcement.
Yeah, I'm just.
You had to put a sad kind of tint on it.
Yeah, I did. Drag you down. You fucking were horrible about all those other games.
I'm trying to bring it all up. I'm trying to be Mr. Positive.
Right, yeah.
It didn't work.
Being written off. Too weak. Okay, fine.
Fucking Pete.
Right, well, after you ruin that one, let's move on to Dark Envoy, coming out on PC October 24th. Dark Envoy is an RPG adventure with tactical real-time combat and online co-op. Control a party of relic hunters in this tale of destiny, set in a conflict-torn Guns and Roses world. Guys, which one of you did that? Guns and Roses, really? I hear one of you sniggering, and I can find out by looking at the little bars to see which one of you it is. Anyway, it's a steampunk RPG. The visuals look okay. It has 4 core classes and 12 specializations. Yeah, it seems pretty standard to me. I'm not going to get excited for it. Any of you?
Mr. Positive.
Yeah, well, you've upset me now from your deleting of my
Good,
blurbs.
fuck you. Go away.
I
I'll
know
finish
you
this
did it
off.
earlier with Marvel's Turkish Spider-Man 2, by the
that
way.
one was me, and the pigeon was me, but that one wasn't.
Oh, dear. Fuck you guys.
This game looks wank anyway. It doesn't really matter. You're making us spend more time on the game, so the game will be happy.
Yeah, then the game deserves.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
You
jungle.
could send that little clip off to the publisher and get a free copy.
There you
Look at all
go.
this PR work we've done for you.
That we won't play.
All right, let's move on to another one that I think I'm going to be disappointed with. The Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, coming out on PC and PlayStation October 24th. It's a survival crafting game set in the 4th Age of Middle-earth. Yeah, the visuals don't look good. The gameplay looks quite boring. Really disappointing because I love Lord of the Rings and I just feel like they're releasing shit after shit. But are you guys going to say something positive?
Punk, why is that not on Xbox?
Sorry,
Oh, no.
was drinking. What was that?
So why is that not on Xbox?
How the fuck should I know? I'm not a publisher.
No, just thought you might know. I'm just curious because PC and PS5.
Oh, you sit there. I'll go fucking phone them and ask. Here,
thought you'd
dickhead,
know.
why is your shy title not coming to Xbox? I'm tight with Spencer. Let me know.
Oh, brilliant. That was easy. Let us know if we can get a
Yeah.
response.
It does look shite. It looks like they've gone, okay, we need to make a Lord of the Rings survival game. Let's look at other survival games. They all look shit. Let's make this one look equally as shit so it fits right in.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll get an AI apology as well when it's shit.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed. Like, they could have done so much with this. Like, it could have been a really good game. Again, just like the fucking...
Well, it's listed as Series X and Microsoft Windows here.
Pete.
And there's
it's
Xbox
it's delayed.
channel video branded of it. So
is it delayed on Xbox?
It's delayed on Xbox till next year, yeah.
Oh, then why didn't you just fucking say that? It would have saved me Googling, you little snake fuck.
That was the burn, you bitch. That was the point.
How is that a burn? It's not even fucking room temperature. It's as hot as your love life.
That's hot.
Whoa,
That is hot, baby. Don't you worry.
Yeah, your palm's blistered, all right.
Oh, that's graphic. We're a family podcast here.
Oh,
We say this often. We're a family podcast, guys.
you cunt.
Family podcast. All right, let's finish it off with Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, coming out on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch, October 24th. So yeah, the Volume 1 it has Metal Gear series, the beginning ones, Metal Gear, Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, Metal Gear, Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, and much more bonus content. So it's a shame Kurt's not here, because Metal Gear is his favourite franchise ever. But yeah, are we all kind of happy for this?
Yes, but again, just not at launch. There's just too much to play, so there's no rush or panic to play it. And
Aren't
we'll
these
get to
like
it.
worse versions than the previous HD collection or something?
They're basically ports. I mean, Metal Gear 2 and 3 are 60 frames. Did they confirm? I think they confirmed that Metal Gear Solid is just 30, I think. But they're basically just ports of the HD collection that was out years ago.
Fucking hell, people buying this, I bet they'll be all excited, and then they'll go back and then meet their hero, and they'll be like, this is shit.
It doesn't even have fucking eyes.
Yeah, I can't even see like what's going on. I think that's what people... Yeah, we said it before. We go back to old games like this. Like the nostalgia will sell.
People have the Kojima hard on for this. Bulletproof.
Oof.
Yeah.
You think?
Guilty! Yes. To be fair, and as well, obviously having the original Metal Gears on console with trophies and stuff, that's cool as well. So that's something that hasn't been available before, obviously. So, yeah, it's something.
Yes.
Yeah, something. Okay. But there's no rush. There is no rush.
That's backward compatible, isn't it, on the Xbox?
Pass. No idea.
Is it?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, so you can play it on the old... You can put that disc into...
Yeah, if you've got the Metal Gear Solid HD collection, which this is a port of, it's backwards compatible. I don't know if it's got everything on it, but it mightn't have, like, the Metal Gear 1.
Okay, cool. Good knowledge.
Indeed.
Right, Eddie, game of the week.
This is going to upset a lot of people, but it's going to be City Skylines 2.
Oh, come on.
Yep. You know what? I was even thinking, do I give it to Spider-Man because it's going to be good, it's going to be high rated?
Stay true to yourself, Eddie.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I'm never going to get Spider-Man 2. It's also not a console seller for me, so...
It'll come to PC eventually, don't worry, lad.
And I won't play on PC.
Game of the week,
no,
then.
It'll be too expensive.
It'll be way too expensive. You know what's free, though? City Skylines 2.
Yeah, very good.
Forgive Me, Father 2. I thought you were quite excited when you were reading that one out.
I was, but the price tag of City Skylines 2 is
that's something special. That's something that's grabbed Eddie now.
That's
good.
Grabbed
I thought we just bring that into your life.
Swings
That's good.
You love to see it.
That's good. Right, let's move on to what we've been playing. Packed section, this. So let's start off with Donnie and Mirage. You platinumed it, haven't you?
Yes, picked up the platinum in Assassin's Creed Mirage. Yeah, listen, absolutely loved it. I'm one of the... I don't want to say I'm one of the few, but certainly it feels like one of the few who has the fondness and nostalgia for the original Assassin's Creed games. And I've been wanting a remake of number one for a long, long time. And I don't think we're ever going to get it. Listen, if this sells well, you never know. But Mirage is the next best thing. That's effectively what we have. We have the original Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 wrapped in a modern day beautiful setting and great fidelity and great performance, and that is what it is. So if you love those old games, you can't not like this game. That's the thing. If you're someone that only really got involved with the RPG games, then maybe it's not for you. Because again, it's, playing Valhalla a couple of years ago and then coming back to and coming to Mirage, you realise how different Assassin's Creed is. We've all known that. If you've played all the games, you know that. But it's actually been a real eye opener just how different those original games were. But it's great. There's very little bloat. There are collectibles, but there's not hundreds of them. And I kind of found that I got them all pretty naturally as well. There was very little mop up towards the end, which again, normally these games, there's so much bloat, But it was good. So not having to hunt for them at the end certainly saved some time. The sort of visuals and performance were superb. I saw some people saying that they had frame tearing and stuff, screen tearing. I didn't notice anything. I thought the performance was flawless all the way through. Going back to those original games and effectively having to stealth your way through. That's the thing. People have been slagging off the combat, and they're right to, because the combat's not great, but I feel as though it's not supposed to be. You're an assassin. You're not a warrior. So when you get surrounded by 3 enemies, if you fuck up and you get caught and you've got 3 enemies around you, chances are you're probably going to die. Well, that's kind of how it should be. Like I said, you're an assassin. You're not a warrior. So you are tasked with doing this game stealthily. You've got an array of traps and tricks to help you do that, and it's so rewarding doing it stealthily. I used to, if I ever did fuck up and get caught, I'd actually just reload my save and do it properly because I wanted to do it well, because that's how the game's intended in my eyes. The only real negative that I have with it is that the story's not great. It doesn't really break the mold from kill all the order. The Masons of the Assassin's Creed world, you could call it. It's pretty standard. It's not that exciting in terms of story. Yeah, listen, it puts you from A to B to do little investigations and to sort of build a picture of who these people are. But yeah, it's not a great story. But listen, I had that much fun playing it. The setting of Baghdad was beautiful. Yeah, it's a small snag from what is a very, very good game.
Are you enjoying it as much, Punk?
Oh, I finished it. I didn't think it was that great, no.
Oh, no.
Like, the combat's very similar to the first few games. If you get caught, you stand on the spot and counter everything until everybody's dead. I actually have a few photos of corpses, about 50 pile high, around me. But the story I took major issue with. It's no secret this was DLC that was plucked apart and sold as not a full title. I think it was 50 at retail.
45, 50.
If you hadn't finished Valhalla, you would not have a fucking notion of what's going on at the end of this game. And that's okay.
Is it properly linked, is it?
Oh, it is completely. It's a character from Valhalla. You step into their feet as you go through, get a bit of their backstory, which is pointless because they have no fucking backstory. It adds nothing to the character. Then it gets to the end to tie in with Valhalla. Unless you played that. Alright, if it was DLC, you'd already played it. But because it's a standalone, I just think they should have fucking reworked the story a wee bit.
Yeah, they didn't seem to. They just literally took this DLC, turned it into a game, and then went, okay, there we go.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Kind of artificially bloated it out a little bit. The stealth, the enemies are so fucking stupid. Stealth, not even an issue. Like, you don't even have to crouch. You just walk up and stab them, go on to the next one. Unless you are standing in front of them with your dick out, they're not going to react to you.
Do you think, Donnie, because you love this franchise, and you're... I don't know how you feel about it.
I've played Assassin's Creed since the first one. I love the series. I've played every single series. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought this was going to be a return to form, but it wasn't.
Because I've heard
each to their own. I felt that it was, But listen, each to their own on that one, I didn't think the enemy AI, they weren't great, but I think if you played it, how to word it, if you played it, like I know you're saying you could run up to people, and I didn't play it like that. I played it as though
you could run up past somebody, jump into hay, stab them, pull them in.
That's always been there. That's always been the problem with that. Well, to be fair, a lot of these type of games, isn't it? You hide in the hedge, you whistle them, they come, and then suddenly no one notices that all these people are missing off their post. Because
it doesn't even have that check-in like Metal Gear. If somebody doesn't respond or they don't, move position on duty, they don't notice they're missing.
Yes.
So there's no alert modes.
Yeah.
So
they've never had that.
very straightforward.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I did think Roshan, your mentor, I thought it would have been a better game if it revolved around her and had Basham in like the background going through the story.
Yeah.
But I really hated that story.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Yeah, not convincing Eddie to play Assassin's Creed, because that price will come down. That Ubisoft price will come
Oh,
right
they love
down.
a deal.
They love a deal, love a steal. So are you interested at any point in this?
No, because for me, I got very bored very quickly with the Assassin's Creed games in the old days. And what sells me to them now are the added little arcs that they have, you know, the base or whatever. So the fact that this doesn't have it and it's more of a kind of a homage to the earlier ones makes me think I won't enjoy it at all. But hey, if you like it, you like it.
It's a shame. It would have been cracking DLC. I don't think I would have a lot of these complaints if it was.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Anything else, Tommy?
Well, yeah. I've got a confession again. I've been playing a bit of Fortnite, but
You're all into Fortnite these days, aren't you?
well, it's not because it's because right when my kids are here. My son's 7. He's coming on for 8. And he's enjoying it. So of course he's playing Dad's PlayStation 5, and he's on Fortnite because that's what kids like to play. And we've been playing it, you know. And I was dishing out some lessons at the weekend, you know, with a couple of battle royale wins, you know. So I'm not gonna lie, you know. But listen, I have to say, I totally get the appeal. I fucking get why people love this game. You know, as annoying and as stupid as it is, I do kind of get it.
Well, the annoying bit's only the candy coating. It's the Unreal tournament underneath. It's always going to be a decent shooter.
Yeah, the shooter. I have to say, that's the bit that really took me by surprise. Is actually how good of a shooter it is. But yeah, it is that like I said last time, Ben, it's that dopamine, isn't it? Yeah. It is. I totally get it. And I've also been playing a little bit of Division 2, just going back. Just basically, I'm just doing a little bit of palate cleansing before Spider-Man. That's all it is. Didn't want to start anything new. Didn't want anything overly deep. So it's just a little bit of palate cleansing. And yeah, I'm playing a bit of Division 2 as well. Just because I do enjoy it. Nice. But that's better in a co-op though. I used to play that with Tam in our Discord. It's not as fun by yourself. Play it with someone.
No, I guess
fun with friends.
Nobody's playing it anymore. So, but
yeah.
People are.
Well, they are. Yeah, I'm gonna say they are. Division apparently is still really popular.
And that third one is now confirmed, isn't it?
Yes.
So,
yes. Cool.
Yeah.
I always go back to Division 2. And I've gone back to it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's a decent. It's a good shooter. There's no doubt about it. You know. So cool. And that's me.
Okay. Well, I turned on Forza Motorsport. Yeah. So
tell me more.
I played about 10 hours. You know Horizon?
Yes.
The other game. That they nailed the fun aspect. And I've said on this podcast, and we said a number of times, like, I just didn't really see the point in it. Like, it was fun, but it was like, but what's the point in what's my goal here?
Yep.
This game definitely has a point, it has a goal, and tournaments and getting cars, and Horizon had that as well. But this seems a bit more structured to it. But it seems like they forgot to inject the fun into the game for me.
But it's a sim though.
I know. This I just had to say, like the sim aspect to sim fans, I think they really will love it. Or they'll recognise that it's a good start for this game. So I have been talking a lot to John, friend of the show, and his impressions of it are that racing sims can be quite sterile. And the fun is in the challenge, and it is what we say about other games, Eddie, when we say like the fun is like what you make of it. And he's talking about beating his best times, improving his lap times, the improvement curve that comes with the game. That's the fun to it. The upgrade system is a bit of a grind, and it's missing some big tracks. Supposedly, he talked about Monza and Mount Panorama. He named loads of them, but these. Obviously knows his stuff, but he did say it's in better shape than GT7 was at launch. So he's looking forward to the next 6 months of this. So, for me, like a non-racing sim fan, the racing was great. Like it really was. I really enjoyed racing. I thought that was quite like exhilarating, but like I did the tournaments, and you do like 6 races, and I just wanted it to be over by the end. I couldn't.
I think you're like me. I think that's the sim thing. Like when I play GT7, right? Yeah, okay, I get that it looks good and stuff, and I appreciate the probably the realisms there. But after 2 hours, I was still driving a fucking Toyota Yaris, right? Whereas I came off a GT7, I booted up the Xbox, I dusted it off, and I played Horizon, and I jumped in my Ferrari, one of 3 that I had after about 3 hours. I'm like, this is so much more fun. There's like,
you're bang on.
It's just
this is the thing that's wrong with this one.
Yeah, but that's the same thing, isn't it? Whereas Horizon, and what's the Ubisoft one again that came out recently? What do they call it again?
The Crew.
The Crew. Yeah, no, it came out recently, didn't it? Like those are just a lot more fun, that arcadiness, which would appeal to me.
The thing, so on Horizon, I'd go like, oh, I really want to drive that Alpha 4C or whatever it's called. And you go like, okay, I'm gonna get the money to afford that, and then I can race around in that. Mm-hmm. In this, it seemed, and I could be wrong. Somebody will message in and say, no, you're doing it all wrong. But you kind of just go to the next career tournament, and then you've got a choice of 6 cars, and you buy one, and then you do that tournament for 6 or 8, and then you do the next tournament, and then you buy a new car. That of one of 6. It's not like I'm going, ooh, like in Horizon, you can work towards a certain car and you could just use that car religiously.
Yeah, yep. Which is what I did. My Ferraris, yeah.
I don't know, like it's for me it was it's a tough knock, but to sim fans, maybe it's really good. But I did give it a good run. But I do want to play some multiplayer. I didn't get a chance to play with John over the weekend, so that's a bit unfortunate. But I do want to play some multiplayer because it is most fun in kind of competitive races. Like, I'd enjoy that. Mm-hmm. But so that's Forza. Liza P.
Forza.
Liza P.
Forza. Oh, okay. Not too far.
Right. Liza P.
Oh, straight to me?
Yes, please, yes.
Oh, sorry,
yes,
I was going by the notes. I do apologise.
No, there's a number by your. Yeah, we've numbered.
I'll have you know that you haven't numbered mine, so.
Numbers. It just says Lords of the Fallen. It's right.
There's a
3. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a 3.
There's no fucking 2.
Yeah, there is by Forza. There's a 2.
Where's number 1 then?
Number 1 is by Donnie because he went first.
Right, so where the fuck is mine?
No, because you've got a featured game, and then you've got the exposition. You've listed it in the exposition in other charts, not in the feature game on others.
Yeah, you know what?
Is this just how you do things? Because I do things right, Ben.
We get to fill out the doc how we want to fill it out.
I feel like this is poor planning on Ben.
Okay.
I haven't even got a number next to my RimWorld. I don't know why. It can't
It's all right.
explained.
I'm sure it's your fault as well, Eddie.
This
just seems to be how it's going. Everybody else drops the ball. Ben's the golden boy. So, Lies of P is Pinocchio meets Devil May Cry. Devil May Lie.
Oh, that's...
Boo.
I love that.
Boo. Continue.
We apologise.
Nope, going home. Fucking got me after half an hour.
It took you hours to come up with that line.
Very much like that. Arseholes.
A podcast over 30 minutes and he really starts to wane.
Energy levels are down. I'm on my 5th bottle. Fuck this. So, yeah, if anybody has seen this on Game Pass, because of course it fucking is, Bloodborne with Pinocchio. Beautiful game worlds. Fantastic music, although I had a strange issue. Do you remember when CDs used to skip?
Yes.
Yeah, I had that during one boss battle. Oh. And I wasn't sure if it was meant to be in there or not. I said, do gramophones skip? But you go through, you're collecting a substance called Ergo, which you collect, level up. If you've played Dark Souls, you know what's going on here. But this Ergo seems to drive puppets, which are mechanical slaves for humans. But they all went fucking haywire and started killing everybody. Anybody that survived has a weird illness. It's like nuclear COVID. So it's quite a unique game world. You do find a hotel, and this is like your safe base. Everybody you meet, survivor-wise, will come back here. It's got this really nice weapon system where you can change the handle and the blade of the weapons you find. So you can take special abilities, or... You know the way in Elden Ring, weapons would scale depending on what stats you picked?
Yep.
You can do that, and then you can use other items to kind of scale them to your build. So even if a weapon doesn't work for you, you can make it work for you. Oh, it does so much right. It is perfect. If you've got a Dark Souls itch, it's one worth playing. It gets a bit cheap towards the end.
Right.
Enemies are very big. They're very quick. They hit very hard. And I think it wants you to do like Sekiro parries, but it doesn't have the mechanics for that. It doesn't work.
Is it a skill check then, or is it just unnaturally difficult?
It's one of those things. I thought I was missing a hook. I thought there's a part to... It's a certain enemy. I'm on chapter 11, which I think, if not the end, is near the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm missing something here. I'm just banging my head against the wall. So I'll cave. I'll check a guide, see what they're doing. Everybody online says, stock up on throwable items. Send the Spectre, which is like your summon, into the fight and pick them off by throwing items. And you're like, no, this... I'm not going to cheese at the very end of the game. But it just seems, and then a couple of patches in the game to bring difficulty of bosses down. They just seem unnecessarily cheap. They're strong, they're quick. There's no natural windows. There's no rhythm to the enemy. And this only kicks in towards the end because it's very nice flowing up until then. And there's narrow corridors towards the end, and your standard attack bounces off walls or bits of scenery.
So it makes it just unnecessarily difficult just because of the confines of where you are.
Your charge attacks don't do this. They pass through everything. But to charge your attack, you're vulnerable for a little while. So you're a bit stranded in certain areas just because... Sometimes your weapon will bounce off an object, sometimes it won't. It feels very random chance. And didn't have many complaints going up until the end. Just at the end, everything's kind of combining together and souring the experience a little bit. I don't know if they could patch this kind of thing out, because I love the challenge, but it feels unfair towards the end.
Yeah, is it souring your experience to the point that you probably won't complete it, or do you think you will?
I'm going to hammer through it and finish it. I'm not a quitter, but it really... I've played a lot of these types of games, and I've never, especially endgame, you know yourself, side quest things will be this difficult, but main storyline never usually is. And it's not a case of grinding or bringing up levels or anything like that. It's just the mechanics.
Yeah, the mechanics are against you. Yeah,
but it's because it's so close to brilliance. This game nearly has it down perfect. It's just that last little bit at the end is really letting it down.
How's the overall difficulty? Do you think the overall difficulty is in line with an average Souls game, or do you think it's harder?
Yeah,
I have heard that
lovely.
It's hard.
The game design is fantastic. I find myself, when you're out exploring, you get to that stage where you've run out of healing items, you've nothing left in the tank, and at that moment you find a shortcut through the level that'll bring you back to the bonfire or the stargazer.
Perfect, yeah.
So it's so nicely tuned in that aspect, which just, it makes the last bit stick out that bit more. It's like you're so close to landing this, just, ooh. If it was bad the whole way through, you just fucking toss it aside as a Dark Souls clone, but no, there is a brilliant game there, and maybe I'll go finish after recording this and think it's brilliant, but just hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Well, I have heard a lot of people speak very highly of it. A lot of people love it.
Mm-hmm.
They love the world as well. I've heard it's fucking difficult, but yeah, something about it was putting me off, and I didn't go for that one. But yeah, I don't know whether I will give it a try.
Diesel Punk World's fantastic, even to look at.
Yeah. I've watched it played a lot on stream actually, but yeah, I'm not sure that I'm going to give it a go. But you also got a new piece of hardware, didn't you?
I did indeed.
Go on then, tell us about this.
I went and treated myself to a MetaQuest 3.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah, I've missed out on the VR thing for quite long enough. I've had to go on other people's helmets here and there, but just never decided to get my own.
Nice.
But Quest 3 came up. Decent price. I was saying before recording there was a special deal came up at about 5 a.m, which I grabbed for a nice chunk off. Which I have completely lost now because after buying Pistol Whip, Tetris, Walkabout, Mini Golf, and a couple of others, I am down nearly £100 on games.
That's spicy.
Because CD keys does not work for the fucking MetaQuest.
Oh dear.
But yeah, Tetris, everything you'd ever want. That is primarily the game I bought it for. Fucking love that. Pistol Whip is like Time Crisis, but you need to duck, weave, and shoot on rhythm.
Duck, dive, dodge.
Yeah, and I have the fear because it completely closes you off in VR mode that Lady Punk's going to open the blinds because the living room facing outside is the only room big enough for it. And dog walkers will laugh at me for waving around like a bollocks.
That'll be entertaining though.
So yeah, completely sold by the VR thing now, well into it. There are mixed reality apps in this, and for people that get sick for VR, this is the way forward.
I was just about to say that. So is this better anyway because of the resolution and stuff being good? Have you had problems with that in the past at all? Because when I had a PSVR, I found that it made me motion sick, and I thought it could just be because the resolution's so fucking tragic.
I had about a 4-hour session on it and not a hint of sickness.
That's great. That's superb.
And Lady Punk not really into games. Like 2 sticks in a game, that starts making things difficult. There's a built-in mixed reality game in this where there's aliens crash through your roof, or there's a spaceship crash through your roof, aliens kind of come in through the walls and roof at you, and you need to shoot them. But it's your room, but everything's going on. Mixed reality,
that's
so there's
good.
like cracks in your wall. It looks brilliant when you're playing it.
Does
in
it?
person.
That sounds fantastic. How
But
do they do
this
that?
is the one cameras, real-time cameras in the front of it.
Fucking fantastic.
So when you're doing the menu, like you're looking around your room, it has this thing, and it's so 80s sci-fi. It brings a keyboard in front of you, floating in front of you, and you can type away with your fingers.
Shit.
Is it
it's
Is that the mind-blowing thing then? The mixed reality
it's just
thing? Is that
such a small thing? But you stop yourself midway through, and you just think, "Oh, this is kind of like you're in the cockpit of something." Yeah. But yeah, the mixed reality one, that's the one you'll be putting on people's heads for Christmas that don't play games. It's just so straightforward.
That would and does that, when you put it on Lady Punk's head, does that is that mind-blowing for her? Like,
big time.
Like playing that, yeah.
It picks up the pace as it goes along, so you start off with a few aliens, but it gets really, really overwhelming to one point. And you can just see people panicking as it happens. But because you can still see your room and your surroundings, you're not going to fall over the coffee table. You're not going to walk into a
true.
wall.
Yeah. You're not going to fuck things up.
Whereas Pistol Whip, it closes you off completely, and it's a bit like, I can see how that would be would really put people off.
Yeah. What about the charge? Like, it's got no wires, has it? So how long does the headset last?
I said 4-hour session on it, mostly Pistol Whip and Tetris, and it was low. It wasn't out, but I had to put it on the charge after that.
Cool.
Some mad looking fucking accessories for it. There's a charger. The the controllers that come with it, they have rechargeable AA's. So you need to kind of charge them separately from the helmet. But this charger, you can plug the helmet, the 2 controllers in, but it's like £130 fucking pound.
Oh, right, Christ.
And then there's an Elite strap for your head, which is meant to be comfortable and also comes with battery packs, so it lasts even longer. But I think it's 130 again.
Jesus.
The fucking... Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They're going for that upsell, aren't they? That's
big time.
Lovely.
Now, you can use it fantastically well without, but you kind of look at it going, yeah, charging dock would be nice. Extra life would be nice. A more comfortable strap, that could be all right. But
you are
not
through
at
the
that
looking
price
glass
point.
at £500. So you might as well. You might as well.
Treat yourself.
Stop buying games.
Stop eating
That's
food
why you
for the
spend
month.
£100 on games. Like,
That's not
spend
even
£100 on games for
including the games on Steam. Like at Airlinks, you used to have to plug a USB-C cable into it to plug into your PC. Cables kind of kill the experience.
Yeah.
But with Airlink, I was playing Half-Life Alyx, and there's no noticeable delay. There's no lag. Like, really, really nice. I'm sure need to upgrade the PC. I'm sure that'll help it along.
It's the big thing for me. It has over PSVR 2, like the no wires thing. I mean, I know PSVR 2 has gone down to the 1 wire, but no wires is just that's how VR needs to be.
So with this, getting the MetaQuest 3, you've an entire back catalogue. You've compatibility with the Steam library. You can sideload it. Like there's an arcade unit that's just a big emulator, which isn't, technically a selling point, but it was definitely a selling point for me. Game Pass is coming to it before the end of the year.
So Game Pass on it, and so you can just have it basically as a cinema screen in front of you.
Yeah. Let's say if you had to give up the TV, you can just fucking pluck the helmet, stick it in your head.
Oh, that does actually sound quite good.
Just lock off the world for half an hour or two.
Yeah, it does sound fucking good. Just using the VR headset as basically a TV in front of your eyes.
But I'd love to see what they do. I hope they do more with the mixed reality, because that's the exciting bit for me.
Yeah. Cool. Good
so
stuff.
yes,
Lovely.
no buyer's regret yet.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Good. No buyer's regret and further money spent. That's the real.
Oh, there'll be a few more coins yet. There's a lot of recommendations coming my way.
Good. If anybody has any VR recommendations for Punk, then do.
I'm looking for Time Crisis, but with swearing. House the Dead overkill in VR, please.
Anybody knows that? Let us know. Eddie, I didn't think you were going to play anything, to be honest, because you've been on holiday.
I haven't. I've just been playing RimWorld. I did. I took my laptop up to my parents, and with the missus there keeping my parents company, I was able to have a couple evenings of just jumping on old RimWorld again. So but that's good news, right? Because now I'm back home and I'm not into a game full time. So I have a list of games that I'm going to look at today, including Cyberpunk, Baldur's Gate 3, and Jagged Alliance 3. And I'm gonna,
you've got to think about Game of the Year, Eddie. You've got to think about
Game of the Year. Yep, exactly that. And of course, after Donnie saying about it, I need to fit Far Cry 6 in there somewhere as well. So, one of these games is going to be purchased tonight.
The cheapest of the games, so Far Cry 6 will be purchased.
Well, you know me too well, because that's exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm going to see which one's the cheapest.
I'm just watching a video of somebody with RimWorld on like a virtual VR desktop.
Oh, shit.
That could be done.
That could be done. And if
VR makes everything better.
Some serious coin will be put down.
Yeah, that VR makes everything better is something you have to believe. If you spend that
there's no other option now.
You have to believe that, yeah. So, okay, good stuff. Right, well, the game that I've been playing mostly this week is Lords of the Fallen. So Souls like Liza P. Came out last Friday. Mentioned in the quick news, middling reviews actually. I think it's like 71, 2 or 3 or something on.
Yeah, it was 70 when I last seen it.
Performance issues across the board. I've got it on PS5. Works really well for me. Occasionally there'll be a stutter, but nothing that has impacted any fighting, which is great. 16 hours in, so 16 hours since Friday, and it's Monday now. So it has got it hooked into me, and I have got to put in some time, obviously with Spider-Man coming out. So I'm pretty all in on this game, to be honest. Its USP is that there's two worlds. It does it's got a normal world, and then when you die, you go into the Umbral world, and you can also transport there whenever you want during the game. So it acts as like almost the second life, but also like you're at your most vulnerable in that world, because if you die there, then you die properly. And then there are ways for you to get back to the real world if you find particular points in the land, in the things just lying about. So it utilizes this kind of like level design that then turns into a dual level design, because then the Umbral world that it has is this secondary world. You can use your lamp and kind of shine it anywhere and see what's in that world, and it could be a completely different thing. So you could come up to a bridge or something, and the bridge isn't there, and then you shine your lamp, and then you can walk across it in the Umbral world and things like that. And it is actually, it's a lot better than I ever thought it was going to be. It's excellently done. And I did think that the Umbral world was basically going to be, oh, you've died, so you go into that world, everything's a bit harder, there's more enemies, there's enemies that spawn that come after you and all this kind of stuff, and it's just, nobody wants to be in that world. But actually, you have to put yourself into that world to solve certain like little puzzles and to get to places. You're like, oh, I can't access that area here, so I have to go into the other world and stuff like that. So it's, I think it is a USP in the Souls world, and I think it does enough to differentiate itself, because otherwise it is basically like Dark Souls. I mean, it's very Dark Souls 3.
Do you like
the Souls aesthetic is
puzzles kind of spice things up for exploration?
Yeah, like
it's like Cocoon.
like Cocoon.
That's what you said.
Yes, that's what he said. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the connection wasn't great there.
Right. Yeah, it does. So, like some of the puzzles, it does make you go into the other world, and then you have to like find 3 things around to unlock a door and stuff like that. It's quite basic, but it's adds another dimension to the classic kind of Souls formula. But controls fluid. Different to Dark Souls, but they are fluid. Like the main difference I found is that in Dark Souls you're generally not in an animation lock, and you see the enemy attack, you can roll whenever. This you do get animation locked. You have to know what you're doing with your moveset, and your moveset is extensive, and it's single hand, double hand, dual wielding. Like it's got all the classic Souls stuff, very Elden Ring. For those who played that, but it's got a parry system like Sekiro, so not like your classic Souls where you're parrying and you stun. It's got like a posture meter which gets worn down with the enemy, which works quite well, but it also means that parrying doesn't have the dramatic effect that it has in the Souls game. It has more of a building effect. At the start, it's noticeable that this game, because you've got 2 lives, I think, essentially, your health pool is small, and take like 3 hits and you're fucking dead.
What does happen if you die in both worlds?
You respawn at the bonfire.
So it kind of gives you a second chance to revive yourself, or
so you go into you go into the Umbral world, you can survive there and continue on. There are points in the world where you can convert back to the normal world. So you can basically get back to your first life. So it's clever how they do it. So they make it so it's actually part of the puzzle mechanics that you have to go into that world. And it's also acts as a safeguard once you've died, that you have this kind of almost second life. But in that world, your health kind of withers away quicker. So it's not a good place to be, but yes, exactly. And it is a risk reward going into that realm. Like, so I'll go for an area and go, right, I need to go into the other world to go down there, but I'm not going to do that now, and I'll do that on my next run through the area, and that type of stuff. So negatives, get them out of the way. There's a lot. There seems like there's almost a lot of platforming at the start of the game anyway. Like, I've never. I said the other week that I don't rage at video games. I fucking shouted at the top. Fuck! Like, I just get pushed off these fucking ledges, jumping from one to the other. You don't jump in a fucking Souls game. Like, the jumping is the shittest thing in the world. Like, at least if you could kind of cling onto a ledge or something, it's just. But anyway, so that was annoying. But I'm kind of past that bit.
Jump attacks, Sekiro, you could bounce off. It's the only.
It doesn't have. You can run and jump, but I don't think that does any different attack. If you,
remember, you could spring off enemies with shields.
No, you can't. Not that I've come across. You can't do that yet. You can obviously jump from height and then onto somebody, and that works better than in any Dark Souls game, because that was the most finicky fucking piece of shit in any Dark Souls game. The fact that they used it as basically the way to beat the first boss in first Dark Souls, when it was the most unpredictable fucking move in the world. But this nails that, at least. But you mentioned about cheap kind of deaths or cheapness in Lies of P. I'm not sure about this game, whether it at points it just overwhelms you by enemies, and it uses that in some boss fights. I think you're mature
enough when you're playing. Whenever you die, you just go, yeah, I fucked up there. I should have done this and that and that. Yes. And then at certain points you're playing, I'm going, well, no, like, they had a 20 attack pattern. I blocked all of them perfectly, but I still lose stamina for every hit.
Yes, and there's that.
Or I lose durability, and
there is that element to it where you're just like, because Dark Souls is always fair. Like, it's always
it's always your fault. It's never the game's fault.
Always
it's that tightly designed. Yeah.
Yes, because it is like that. But this is like most of the time it is like that, but sometimes you're just like, okay, that's a thing, and I have come across boss fights, and I've seen boss fights where it's just like a million enemies. They're just throwing so much stuff at you. It's like, how do we make this harder? We'll just make it annoying.
Yeah.
And that you're just basically running around to get away from enemies to then hit the only enemy that needs to be damaged.
When you stop, they're all behind you.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't. It's a small thing, but there is a bit of that. There's also the fact that I have definitely needed to farm, and I have really enjoyed it, but I've needed to farm twice. I've just had like farming sessions where I've spent like an hour or two just farming to get my level up. And I needed that boost because I felt like I was progressing through the game, and then it was just becoming fucking rock hard. Almost needed to power level through, but then you do a little bit, and then big thing for me, you find a new weapon, or you go, oh, I'm going to do dual wielding, and you go, oh, so I'm doing both, I'm doing double the damage and all this. You need things like that to kind of take you up a notch, because sometimes otherwise you could be banging your head against a brick wall for a bit. And at certain points, I don't mind this so much in a Souls game, but I think that you need to not maybe use a guide, but you need to know some of the key things at the start. So, for instance, the blacksmith isn't available to you. You have to find the blacksmith. And if you don't know it's there, I went past it. And I wouldn't have known. If I was reviewing this game, I'd be fucked. Like, I couldn't review a Souls game because I need to consult things like that. Like, I did one for a boss as well, because I was just fucking banging my head against the wall. Like, I can't beat this boss. Watched a guide, and it was like, oh yeah, don't focus on any of the enemies, just run away from them and then just kill the boss. Oh, okay. Did it second try. You're like, okay, fine. It's sometimes a better player may find these things and know what to do, but
I think there's that world design, as I mentioned, with Lies of P. You're kind of guided in the right way. Like, You kind of know when the main path is or which one's a slip off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, whereas this, it's like everywhere seems quite hard. Like the actual world is difficult. The bosses,
signaling isn't there?
Yeah, it's very, the world is very open. So I've just done an area for the last 3-4 hours where I have gone in and I've had to explore this and then most of it just leads to nowhere. But it takes so long to get your bearings. It's unbelievable. Like, because it's big and it's vast and there's so many different branching paths. And I think that's the design of it. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But if you aren't investigating every area, I do think you could miss key things. Case in point, the fucking blacksmith, which you absolutely need.
Yeah, but necessary.
Yeah, absolutely necessary. And it doesn't really tell you, go find the fucking blacksmith. So, anyway. But the game, positives. It is tough as nails. The actual world is tough as nails, I think. It's not
you played
like
the
Elden
original
Ring.
before this?
No, I didn't. Briefly, but I didn't get on with it. So, did you play the original?
I did, yeah. But again, didn't really get on with it. That's kind of why I sat this one out.
Yeah, I can't imagine this being anything like it. So, it's tough in the world. I think the bosses have been, one boss in particular, really tough. I think the first boss is one that will stop people.
That's got really popular. Wolong was the same. That first boss was nails, and then the rest of the game was pish.
That first boss made me not want to do the rest of the game, so I didn't do the rest of the game.
Same.
I just went, fuck it. No, that's not. It didn't build you up. And this one, the first boss, it's a skill check immediately. It's like you have to learn how to play this game to progress, and this is what the game is going to be like. The next few bosses are okay. You know, they take time and that. And then I think one of the bosses I first timed. My skill at the game had got so much better. Like I'd got the boss down to 25% health, and I hadn't taken a hit. Of course, when I tell myself it's down to 25%,
you get hit.
Health, I then got hit, died, and then I got down to 1 HP, and I killed the boss as it killed me. So counts, and I got an achievement for that.
An insult, if anything.
Yeah. I quite liked it. I was like, yes, fuck yes. And you didn't need to go back to the boss room to get your souls. They stick on your body, so that's good. The 2-realm mechanic, as I said, excellent. They do this thing with, rather than having maps of areas, they have a journal which is just sketches, which you can't zoom in on or anything. But in one area, my God, this journal actually, the sketching of the 3 things that you have to go through actually helped me to get to the boss. And I thought, wow, that is brilliant from this vast area that I've picked out these things in the sketches, and it's actually helped. Multiplayer is supposed to be good for co-op. And I got invaded, and I killed that bastard, so that was good.
Good. Dead as fuck.
But, I think this game, so far, from 16 hours, is absolutely outstanding. I cannot understand the 70 reviews. I really, really can't.
Was there a big day one patch or anything?
There was
I'm trying to think
patches,
if there's a different build.
There were day one patches, because I know somebody who was playing it on stream for 4 hours before day one, and they were complaining about it. There has been day one patches. As I said, the PS5 version on console is the way to go, I think.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think if this was called Dark Souls 4, and the performance patch was there, this would be in the 90s.
FromSoft games don't need to run well. People just ignore it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It didn't. Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, case in point. Yep, absolutely.
But if you're waiting for Dark Souls 4, I think this is what. I genuinely think it's really, really good so far. Really, really good. The bosses aren't as glamorous as a Souls game. They're not. That's the only thing where I think it kind of, and the combat is slightly different. I don't know. Can't put your finger on it. It's just slightly different. Maybe because of animation locks and things like that. But yeah, it's bloody good. It really, really is. I cannot understand the 70 rating.
I must actually check it out. It's not that I wrote it off, but I took a back seat just given the year we're in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I had the conversation with Donnie, actually. I was like, we've had loads of big games, but I don't actually really rate any of them that highly for what I've played. I want to play a good game. And so when this came out, I watched one review, and that review was glowing, and I'd seen it played on stream, and I was like, right, just go and get it, man. Just go get it. Don't care about anything else. Just go get it. And I was already 6 hours in, loving it, when I saw that it was a 70 on Metacritic. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's very jarring. That. But then, a subject for another day, I always compare it to album reviews.
Yeah.
Like, music is so fucking subjective. No two people listen to the album the same way. But games, movies, books, TV shows, they're different. We can stick a number on them. And
You said that on your podcast last week?
Did I?
See, I listened.
No, you didn't. You listened this week.
Yeah, I listened this week to last week's. Yeah. Anyway,
prick.
Right. So that's
listen
what
to you
we're
on
playing.
a Tuesday night. As soon as it goes up.
As soon as it goes up, 10 p.m. You're up. Right. It's feature time. I put a bit of effort into this feature.
Do I need a pen and paper? How are we doing?
So we are. This is a Spider-Man quiz. As I said in the opening, in honor of the new game coming out this week, we're going to test everyone's Spider-Man knowledge. We got some big hitting Spider-Man fans here. What we're going to do is there are 7 questions.
Is that it?
Tiebreaker. That's all there is. 7 questions. Can't go on all night. We're fucking 2 hours already, Donny.
That's this pure dead PlayStation.
Hell. Right, 7 questions, a tiebreaker. 1 point apiece at everyone, which is worth 2. They're multiple choice, and we're going to go round with somebody starting first, take your pick, and then you can work that shit out so nobody gets an advantage. But anyway, I'll tell you the answer after each one, and we'll keep the scores as we go. The first one, to kick us off, is a 50-50. Okay.
Yes.
50-50. So
come on.
I had Eddie in mind here. I was thinking, right.
God for that. Yeah.
Come on, we got it. This is a big one, right? So, okay, first one. Which made more money in its opening weekend?
God.
So, is it Spider-Man: Homecoming, 2017, the first of the Tom Holland films, or is it Marvel's Spider-Man, the 2018 game? So, in its opening weekend, which made more money? Now, whilst you think about that, if you're listening at home and playing along, send in your scores. That obviously will beat these fuckers. But yeah. So let's go, Donny, to start with. Which one do you reckon made more money?
Jesus. Right. Opening weekend of a movie, 300 million. Oh, how many copies of that game were fucking sold? Oh, 6 million. Homecoming.
Okay. Punk?
The opposite of what Donnie went for.
Okay. So you've gone for the game. Eddie?
Stop Googling, Eddie.
It's got to be... No, I've got a really loud keyboard. I'm going to go with movie. I'm going to go with movie.
You're going movie. Okay.
Yeah.
So if anybody heard typing there, it wasn't actually Eddie because it was me typing at the bottom. So, but just for clarity. Right. The answer was the 2018 game.
Fuck!
So Punk gets a point. Eddie, I put that in there, so you might have a fucking...
Yeah, it's the only one I would have got because it's a 50-50. Oh, fuck.
Right, okay, I was fighting for you
God,
there,
how's
buddy.
a game beat a movie in its first week?
Well, but remember, this was the
Once
first...
the cinema starts
new...
charging £70 per entry.
It's the first of the new films with Tom Holland. He wasn't as known then, I suppose. So.
Yeah, and that was the one. Yeah, that everyone realised that he was quite good.
Yeah, I fucking love those films.
Yeah,
anyway, they're fucking amazing.
Marvel.
Right, second film. No question.
Film.
How many trophies did it take on PS4 to 100% Spider-Man 2018? So it's multiple choice. Multiple choice. It's either A, 42, B, 48, C, 51, or D, 60. So I'll say that again. Either A, 42, B, 48, C, 51, D, 60. So we're going to start with Punk now.
See, this had trophies added. So, originally? What were the options?
42, 48, 51, 60.
Want to go low? 42?
Okay. We'll go to Eddie. I think it's Eddie next.
I like the number 48.
Okay. And Donnie.
60 seems high, 42 seems low, but there was New Game Plus trophies, and you did say 100%, you didn't say Platinum. So I'm going to go opposite of Eddie then, because I was thinking if I was going to take 48, I'll go 51. But that seems
the
high.
answer.
That seems high.
The answer to 100% Spider-Man 2018 was 51.
Hey!
No!
Thanks, Eddie.
Fuck!
It's 51.
Cheers,
Eddie,
mate.
Come on,
Cheers,
Eddie.
pal.
It's 1-1-0 at the moment. Okay, that's two.
I mean, that's what we all expected. So.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to. No,
And to be fair, you handed that one on a plate for me, Eddie, so I appreciate it.
Oh, damn it.
Right. Okay. So Eddie's going first on this one as well. So this is not so good. How many main villains, as in franchise villains, are in the 2018 Spider-Man game on PS4? Is it 3, 4, 5, or 6?
I feel like if it's 3, it's too easy of an answer. So, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I'm going to go with... It seems like a lot, but I'm going to go with 5.
Okay.
That's a lot of baddies.
Let's go to Donnie.
I think it's 6, because is it not like the Sinister 5 or something they're called, and you've got Doc Ock being the 6?
Sinister 6?
Oh, is it Sinister? Oh, so it is, yeah, shit. There's like
Sinister
5...
5. Fucking hell.
Oh, fuck, you know what I'm trying to say. There's like 5 main, and then there's Doc Ock, so I'm going with 6. Anyway, I'm choosing 6 anyway.
Okay. And Punk?
Yeah, I'll go 6 as well.
Fuck you guys.
The answer is 6, and known as the Sinister 6.
Oh,
led
it's a
by
Sinister 6.
I put Dr. Octopus, but it's Dr. Octavius. The group consisted of Mr. Negative, Electro, Vulture, Rhino,
That's
and
you,
Scorpion.
Eddie. You're Mr. Negative.
But I'm the happy one.
Right, okay, so we're 2-2-0. This is becoming something. Right. Okay. Cool. Right, we're on to question 4. Right. How many versions of Spider-Man are there in the film Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? So this is the second of the recent
Fuck off,
animated
Ben. Fuck
films,
off with
okay?
your stupid questions.
Okay. So how many... Eddie, they've got to be stupid, because if they're not stupid, Donnie and Punk will
It'd
just
be
get
too
it.
easy.
But I wouldn't know. I've got no knowledge of Spider-Man.
Right.
I'm trying to think.
Right,
This is
so-
probably something that's in the adverts.
So this is... How many versions of Spider-Man are there?
There's
This
like
is a
hundreds.
celebrated
There's
fact.
hundreds of them.
So, is it A, 47? Is it B, 98? C, 150? Or D, 183?
150.
Go to Punk first.
Oh, it's me first, or not?
Well, you've just said your answer, so you can do you.
Oh, well, to be fair, we can all have the same answer anyway.
What did
Yeah,
you go
of course.
for?
I chose 150 at a protest at the stupid question.
150 sounds right. But I could be thinking of Pokemon.
That's 151.
Right.
150. Mew was never available.
Oh.
Yeah, 150.
Right, good. Eddie?
150's too round. Surely not. What were the other options, please, Ben?
47, 98, 150, or 183?
98. I don't want to go with the same answer. I need to make up some points.
You've seen the adverts. You've seen how many were floating about.
Yeah, there's loads.
I don't
Yeah,
fucking know.
it's now 3-0. 3-3-0.
Oh,
no.
nice.
Come on, Pokemon.
So it's 150.
God damn it.
Come on, Eddie.
I needed to make up the points. All right, I needed to make up the point. I
There's
couldn't have
2
gone with the
points
same
are coming up
answer.
soon. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Okay, next question. When was Spider-Man first shown in a comic? So it was either 1951, 1962, 1977, or 1988.
Is it?
Basically, which decade?
Yeah.
50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s?
Who
We'll go
goes
with Punk first.
So what are my options?
50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s, basically.
60s. Swinging 60s.
Okay. Donnie? Or Eddie? No, Eddie next.
Yeah, my instinct was 60s. I think 50s is way too old for that, isn't it?
I know Batman's 50s, but I don't think Spider-Man's running as long.
Same. Say, I think 60s.
Yeah, I don't like to
well.
copy him, but I had 60s in my head from the beginning. I'm a 60s.
And I'm the
Donnie?
same. Yeah, I'm the same. I think it's older than 70s.
Can I change my answer then?
Sure.
50s.
440.
For fuck's sake.
I had to get ahead.
Yeah, he had to be fair to him, he has to get back in the game. He has to make some chances.
I had to make some moves.
Make some chances to make a move.
And it clearly was the wrong decision.
One must speculate to accumulate.
Okay, now
You hate to see him fail.
this question. If you think you know the answer, I'm going to ask you afterwards, and we'll just you don't say the answer, just say you think you know it, and if not, we'll do the multiple choice. But if you know the answer, it's 2 points, okay? But just say you think you know the answer if you do. Right? What is the name of the homeless center that May Parker worked at and Miles Morales volunteers at in the last 2 games?
Fucking
So Eddie's not going to know this.
As soon as you say the multiple choice. Yeah.
But if one of you knows it,
Nah, I don't know.
I think I might. Do I text you maybe?
Well, I don't know it, so you might as well say it, right?
oh, actually, you can just say it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
'cause
can
I
say
don't know
because
it.
else we'll go through the multiple choice.
It's Feast.
Yep, 2 points. To point.
Very nice.
I don't know what it stands for, but it's an acronym.
Wait, does that mean we don't even get a shot at it?
It does, yeah, it does.
Oh,
But there's
you!
there's 3 more to go through. It's fine. It's 3 more. It's 3 more.
Fuck you both.
Yeah. So it's now 6-4-0.
Well, I'd blame the quizmaster.
Wow.
Is there any way we can give him a minus point just to be funny?
Work something out from here, right? Eddie, you might get this one.
Right, cool.
In the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man films, The Amazing Spider-Man, what was his Spider-Man's favourite hobby? So was it playing guitar, doing graffiti, skateboarding, or playing video games? We'll go with Donnie.
Oh, come on. Video games seems too easy, doesn't it? I'm going to say skateboarding.
It does. But I don't ever remember seeing him with like a skateboard.
Say, I've seen the first film that he did as well. I didn't see the other ones.
Spider-Man has no free time. How does he have a fucking hobby?
Good point.
Especially when you're chasing Emma Stone as well, so it'll take up a lot of time.
I let her slip by.
Hey!
Woo! What are the options again?
Good, very good. Playing guitar, doing graffiti, skateboarding, or playing video games.
Must be skateboarding or games. Skateboarding.
Right, Eddie.
I'm the exact same as other skateboarding games, but having said that, I don't remember any skateboard. I mean, I never saw any of the movies, but like,
I've seen the movies, but I can't recall him ever playing
how
guitar.
so I'd remember the skateboarding. Maybe like graffiti is like a little. I got caught. Oh no, I'm in trouble.
Spider-Man playing the gambler, I'd remember that. Second reference of the show.
I'm gonna go with games. Playing games.
You'd be wrong. It's skateboarding.
Fucking hell! Jesus Christ!
It's not working out, but
It's not working out. This is not a good tactic.
Ben, how did you come across this one? Is it like on IMDb or something?
it was on some other quizzes.
Oh, fuck's sake!
I mean, it's just as arbitrary as this quiz. So, right. So that is 7 to Punk,
Because he was in
5
Tony
to-
Hawk's.
and 0 to Eddie. Right, okay. The last of the main questions before a tiebreaker, which we'll do anyway. What reason did Stan Lee give as to why Spider-Man, the name, has a hyphen between spider and man? Is it to look like a web between the words? B, it looked better than having a space between the words? Or C, so that the character would not be confused with Superman?
I think I know
We'll
this
go
one.
with Eddie, I think, first. It's Eddie, this one.
I think the web's a bit too stupid. I mean, it could be, like, at a glance at a comic book, it could be easily misconstrued for Superman. No, I'm going to go with just it looks silly. B. It looks better to have a thing in a space.
Donnie?
I think it's the Superman one, just because the colour schemes are not the same, so it sounds plausible.
It does.
Punk?
Superman one. I think I've seen the tweet about this.
Oh, fuck you.
Well, you're right. It was a tweet. And I'm furious that nobody chose my web between the words.
Come on, that was horrendous. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Worse than Devil May Lie.
I thought that was pretty good. But yes, it was C, so the character wouldn't be confused with Superman.
Fuck.
This is... I mean, Punk's doing fantastically. Donnie's doing excellently, but it's just that 2-pointer that's...
I fucking hate Marvel and comic books. This is brilliant.
Right. Okay, well, to make this interesting, the tiebreaker, we'll make this for 2 points. Okay, so Eddie, you can get on the board still. You can get on the board. But this is just...
Come on, Eddie, you can do it.
You can do it, Eddie. Because this is just a number. This is just a number. So what I'm going to say is...
12.
The question is, and we're just going to go around and choose a number. How many games does Wikipedia list as games featuring Spider-Man? Now, let me just caveat this, that it doesn't clarify what it really means by that, because Spider-Man's clearly in Midnight Suns, and that is not on the list, but it does include Spider-Man 2, and it also includes some games which aren't called Spider-Man.
Does it include the Tony Hawk's bit?
It didn't, from what I saw, so no Tony Hawk there. But how many games does Wikipedia list as games featuring Spider-Man? And I'm just going to be looking for a number. So we're going to start with Donnie.
No pressure then. There's a lot more than you think.
Yeah, because...
There's a lot. You think there's only like 5. Games. Yeah, but there's not that. I'm going to guess as high as 18. There's a lot more than we think. I think that's going to be too high, but there's a lot. 18.
Okay, so that's the first one in the books. We're going who's the closest for 2 points. Let's go to Punk.
I'm going to go higher again.
Don't you say 19, you dirty bastard.
No, I think like 30, 35.
Oh, as high as that? Wow.
He was in a pile of X-Men games, and there's arcade units, the Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, Game Boy. He's been in a lot of titles.
Shit, yeah.
35, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. And Eddie.
I'm going to be that guy and say 34.
Okay. He wants to get on the board.
I want to get on the board, baby.
Okay.
What a negative move.
That's sick as fuck.
Well, if Eddie had said 36, he would have won, but Punk wins because the answer is 40.
Wow. So you still 50-50 to Eddie and you were still wrong.
That fucking up, you Eddie, you prick.
Even tried snaking a point.
That is quite something. Not 1 point at the board.
Jesus.
Even through multiple choice.
I think there were actually 8 base questions plus the tiebreaker, so that's specialist. I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I even taught myself out of a couple of the right answers.
Eddie, I think statistically it was probably harder to not get a point.
Yes, if I just put down my answers before, then yes, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's obvious then that Punk is the true Spider-Man aficionado.
Oh, yeah, you can refer to me as Mr. Marvel from here on out. Thank you.
There you go. So thank you, Mr. Marvel, for joining us, and Donnie
You're more than
for
welcome.
joining us.
No problem at all.
As we wrap up, where can we find your respective podcasts and musings on the Twitter, etc.?
Take it away, champ.
youkunts.co.uk. Or, like Donny, you can go over to Pure Dead Gaming and hear some strange spin-off that hasn't been recorded yet. Because my co-host, he's dealing with some stuff right now. A serious fucking hangover.
And that is true.
I could have gone on in different directions, but that's cool.
He locked himself out of the house, I believe.
Yeah.
And you need to be inside a house to record a podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, so coming soon, Pure Dead Xbox, that's nice.
Coming eventually.
And
Yes.
Donnie?
Yes. And you can find me on Pure Dead PlayStation, the PlayStation version of Punk's new podcast, and you'll get the next one this Saturday.
Lovely stuff.
Is Ben going to be on that one too?
He's not this week, no.
Jesus.
Not this week.
Are you okay, Ben?
Get a fucking break.
Get a break.
I work myself to the fucking nub.
Xbox Ben, as they call you.
Yes.
But please let us know if you scored. Well, not if you didn't like the quiz, but if you did like the quiz and you scored particularly highly, then I'm not sure anyone's going to beat.
We could have wrapped up under 2 hours if it wasn't for the fucking quiz.
Yeah, but the quiz was.
Eddie wouldn't be depressed right now.
10 points from Punk is impressive. That's pretty much every single one. But
somebody that hates Marvel.
Regardless, you can email us podcast@grumpygames.co.uk or you can tweet us at grumpygamerspod. But until next week, thank you very much, guys, for being on. But until next week, it's GG.
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 Oh, what a beautiful morning.